Hello and welcome in to English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park for 3304 sports coverage of ACC baseball. It is a beautiful sunny Friday afternoon here in Blacksburg, Virginia. I'm Cota McGlothlin, joined alongside my partner Shelton Moss. Shelton, these two teams come into today riding series victories over ranked opponents. UNC got their ACC opening series win against UVA, and Virginia Tech took 2 out of 3 from number 16 Miami Hurricane. And today we're looking at a matchup between a really good offense for Virginia Tech and a stellar pitching staff by UNC.
Right, this UNC staff is really pitching the ball well. As a team, we mentioned in the pregame 1.57 ERA, fourth best in Division I and first in the Power 5. But their bullpen is even better than that, 0.4 bullpen ERA. That's almost hard to do at this point in the season. But, this is a team that just pitches the ball so well. They're throwing Austin Love tonight. He had a really good game against UVA last week on Friday. 7 1/3, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, now 2-0 in the season. So this UNC team, a team that has a lot of really talented arms, especially right-handed arms. But Coach Jeff for the Hokies was saying earlier today that he thinks that Hokies match up pretty well with UNC. They got a lot of lefties in their lineup, so they're hoping to capitalize on that right-handed pitching.
If Virginia Tech will open their ACC home opener today, and we will give you the starting lineups here, starting with your visiting team, North Carolina. Batting first and playing left field will be Angel Zarate, sophomore, batting .333 on the year. Batting second, playing center field, will be Justice Thompson, having an absolutely stellar start to the year here for UNC, batting .520 at the start of this one. Batting third for UNC will be right fielder Caleb Roberts. He comes in batting .240. Hitting cleanup for UNC will be Thomas Frick. He comes in with a .222 average. Shortstop, batting number 5 will be Danny Soretti. First baseman, number 19, batting 6 will be Brett Centraccio. Playing second base, batting number 7 will be Johnny Castanozzi. Jake Holtzapfel will be the DH here today for UNC. He bats 8th, and rounding out your starting lineup for UNC will be third baseman Matt Corvath. And we are going to step aside here as we play our national anthem. All right, and welcome back to English Field, as we will start this ACC home opener for Virginia Tech. Starting pitching for the Hokies will be fifth-year senior, COVID senior Peyton Alford, making his second start of the season. He started last Friday against Miami, a game in which the Hokies did eventually win. He comes in with a 6.75 ERA, just 4 innings pitched for Alford on the year, giving up 5 hits and struck out 5. Your home plate umpires for today behind the plate will be Danny Everett, first base umpire Brandon Henson, second base umpire David Pritchett, and third base umpire Blake Felix. Virginia Tech will be donning their all-white uniforms with pinstripes running down vertically, and UNC will be in dark blue tops with baby blue Carolina blue numbers and white bottoms. Peyton Alford here is warming up for Virginia Tech. Batting leadoff for today for UNC will be starting left fielder number 40 Angel Zarate.
Yeah, and for the Hokies, Alford, he's had a bit of a rough start to the season. 6.75 ERA, only 4 innings pitched though. I thought, all things considered, he did pretty well against Miami last week. Obviously his defense, as Coach Sheff said, did not play well behind him. They made about 4 miscues, only one of which was counted as an error, but not a very good defensive performance behind Alford. But it was a decent result. 3 innings pitched, 3 runs, only 2 earned. Thankfully, he was able to have some of the bullpen guys come in behind him and pitch 6 scoreless innings of ball. But I think if Alford can get his pitches working and have some good defensive plays behind him, he'll be in a pretty good position. And it was his first career starting against Miami, so obviously you got to figure there's some nerves there, but hopefully he can settle in this time.
Alford, used to coming out of the bullpen for Virginia Tech, will make his second start of the year as Angel Zarate will step into the box for UNC, and the first pitch is a ball low. It'll be a 1-0 to Zarate. Angel Zarate comes into today hitting .333 with 3 RBIs. It's 29 hits in the short season last year, led the ACC. Alford gets back in here with a second pitch fastball. It'll be 1-1.
And Zarate has also reached base safely in 26 straight games, dating back to the 2019 Chapel Hill Regional.
Alford is able to drop a curveball for a strike on Zarate, and it'll be a 1-2 count early in this game.
Yeah, that kind of just hung up there at the top of the zone, but it wasn't really a good pitch to hit. Unfortunately for Zarate, just kind of snuck in there.
The 1-2 is fouled back over the net into the left here for Virginia Tech. Zarate hangs in there. It'll be 1-2 again.
You know, one thing also that's good for the Hokies, you got some fans in attendance. I'd say at this point probably about 400 or 500 fans right now in attendance, including quite a few students. The lottery sold out very, very quickly, so good to see the fans back.
Alford, Zarate's going to punch one to Gavin Cross on the first base. Alford covers, throw to first base, gets Zarate one down for Virginia Tech.
Perfectly executed pitch and catch right there. Cross just came over, got the ball to his right, and then just tossed it over to Alford, who did a nice job of getting over to the bag quickly as possible to record that out.
Soft contact was Peyton Alford able to get there on Angel Zarate. It'll be one down with one of the best hitters in the country in Justice Thompson coming up to the plate for UNC.
Yeah, I mean, hard to really put into words how good Justice Thompson has been this early season. On the year, hitting .520 with a .920 slugging percentage, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Leads the team in pretty much every hitting category. Transfer from Northwest Florida State. He's really made a huge impression, not just on the in the box, but also in the field as well.
Alford starts him with a fastball outside for ball, and that one is low. Fastball low and out for ball number 2 here on Justice Thompson.
And Coach Scott Forbes in the pregame was really complimenting Thompson's ability to have good at-bats as he swings and misses right there, though. Have good at-bats. He can drive out of the park. He's a good base runner. So he pretty much does everything well. There's really no flaws in his game, at least so far that we've seen.
It'll be a 2-1 to Justice Thompson here in the top of the first inning. 1 out for UNC. Matchup against ranked ACC opponents. Alford comes back with a fastball, the 4th of the pitch. Maybe looked a little in. Thompson thought it was, but nonetheless the ump calls the strike. It'll be 2-2.
Yeah, and of course, a righty-on-lefty matchup here, so Thompson has the advantage, but he just kind of looked that one all the way in. Thought that was one he should swing at.
Big pitch here from Alford. Thompson able to foul the curveball back off behind him, and that'll bring us to 2-2 yet again.
Good job there of just, staying alive, staying in the count, and left to fight another pitch.
It'll be a 2-2 to Justice Thompson. Comes in, as we mentioned, batting .520. Alford is able to sit him down. Nice soft fastball. Thompson was way ahead of it there. It'll be 2 outs.
Yeah, he kind of pulled the string on that one. As we see the replay, that was not the fastest pitch he's thrown, but it kind of just floated up there sort of at the top of the zone. Not sure if it would have been a ball or a strike, but that was a really good pitch there. He saw some late movement, swung on a miss for strike 3.
We call that a high heat there from Peyton Alford to sit down Justice Thompson. It'll be Caleb Roberts stepping up for UNC as he takes a fastball down the middle for strike 1. Caleb Roberts comes in batting .240 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Another solid hitter up until this point in the year for UNC. It'll be an 0-1. Fouled left, 0-2. Alford out in front early here, 0-2 on Roberts.
And one thing we've seen, common theme so far, getting ahead of hitters. That's always the key. You want to get ahead of hitters, first pitch strikes. Don't want to fall behind in the count to this very solid hitting UNC team.
Ball outside and high from Alford. It'll bring it to 1-2. Caleb Roberts at the plate for UNC. He'll be playing right field today. Peyton Alford has been able to sit down 2 thus far in the top of the first for Virginia Tech. Another high fastball right at the eyes there for Roberts. It'll be 2-2.
Yeah, we've seen 2 high fastballs in a row now. He's kind of gone up high for the most part to all these hitters. Maybe trying to readjust the eye level there. We'll see if he tries to go down low this time.
Alford, the 2-2. Curveball fouled back to the screen. Nice job hanging in there by Caleb Roberts.
Yeah, kind of an excuse me swing. Just kind of doinked it off the inner portion of the bat there. Went harmlessly foul. but we've seen lots of confused swings so far from the UNC hitters.
Caleb Roberts hanging in there. It'll be the 2-2, and it hits him. It looks like in the head. Halford tried to come up and in on Caleb Roberts, and it hits him in the head. He will take first base for UNC, and they've got one on with 2 outs.
Yeah, that definitely did not feel good for Caleb Roberts. And we've seen. I mean, this season, Alfred has struggled a little bit with hitting batters. That's the 3rd hit batter for him this season, and he's only pitched now 4+ innings. So he does struggle with command at times.
It'll be Caleb Roberts on first base. Thomas Frick, the catcher, cleanup hitter, in the box for UNC. Pickoff move to first base. Back safely is Roberts. Two outs here in the top of the first for Peyton Alford and Virginia Tech, trying to sit down UNC, and it'll be a fastball on the outside corner of strike 1 to Thomas Frick. Peyton Alford, a pretty quick worker here for Virginia Tech today. Be the 1-0 to Thomas Frick. Swung on and missed. Ahead of it was Thomas Frick. It'll be 0-2.
Yeah, well ahead of that one. It's not too often you see a catcher bat in the 4 spot, but I mean, Frick's been very productive this season on the year. Only batting .222, but he's a very good hitter.
It'll be the 0-2 to Thomas Frick from Peyton Alford, looking for the 3rd out, and it'll be a pickoff move. Back safe is Roberts. Looked like a little check down there from Alford, keeping him honest.
Yeah, just want to keep him honest over there. But I mean, the most impressive thing for Frick, not just batting 4th, but doing it as a freshman. There's a lot of respect for him.
Ball outside, says Danny Everett. On the 0-2 from Alford, it'll be 1-2. Thomas Frick at the plate for the Tar Heels. Man on first is Caleb Roberts. He does have 2 stolen bases thus far on the year, so you got to think Virginia Tech is looking his way a little bit. And the 1-2 gets Thomas Frick. Peyton Alford with the 1-2 fastball right down the middle. Didn't look like Frick knew what to do with it. And that will send us to the bottom of the first inning here in Blacksburg. Score 0-0. Virginia Tech batting next. Hello and welcome back to English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park in Blacksburg, Virginia, where UNC will now take the field behind Austin Love. His past 2 years at UNC, he has come out of the bullpen, was a 2019 freshman All-American. This year he has made the switch to the Friday starter for the Tar Heels, and he has not disappointed. Comes in with a 1.35 ERA, 15 strikeouts, and 13 in the 3rd innings pitched.
It's really been remarkable, Cota, when you look at the progression from last season to this year for Austin Love. Obviously, you mentioned the stats really good. Last season he had a 6.75 ERA, but his batting average against was only .216. So you figure there might be a little bit of bad luck there because .216 is a really good batting average against. But he's got the ability to handle a big workload. He's strong. He throws lots of strikes, 4+ pitches. Fastball, change, slider, curve is what you're going to see from Love, and the changeup is arguably one of the best in the country.
Virginia Tech will send center fielder Jack Hurley to the plate first. Batting .214 on the year is Hurley. One walk on the year, no home runs, no RBIs. Hurley, the lefty, matching up against the righty Love. Bottom of the first inning in Blacksburg. UNC was not able to plate a runner in that first inning. Love starts Hurley with a low fastball. 1-0.
And right now it's more of just a feeling out process. You want to see what Love has to offer and try to make adjustments after.
Love the 1-0 fastball down the middle at 93 miles per hour. It'll bring Hurley to a 1-1 count.
But as we're going to see, this is a guy that can really throw lots of strikes, so you really don't want to be too patient. You don't want to get too deep in the count because then he's got you by the throat.
Austin Love paints the corner there with the 94-mile-an-hour fastball to bring Jack Hurley to a 1-2 count. Nice pitch on the outside corner there. And this is where Austin Love wants you. He's got all kinds of pitches to work with in this situation.
Certainly so. Got a 4-pitch repertoire. All very good.
Little tip foul down the third base line for Jack Hurley as he stays alive here. Came at him with the 95-mile-an-hour fastball there. Looked a little low. Hurley able to reach the bat out there and stay alive.
Yeah, he just stuck it out there and tapped it foul. I mean, just kind of staying alive and fighting for the next pitch.
Love with the 1-2 to Jack Hurley. And it's going to be a strike called. Catcher did drop it, but he's going to throw the easy catch and toss to first base to retire Jack Hurley. A strikeout early in this one for Austin Love.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what he's done all season. I mean, just, such a difficult guy to get the bat on the ball, or ball on the bat, rather. He gets the first strikeout of the game.
It'll be first baseman Gavin Cross stepping into the plate for Virginia Tech, having a good year so far. 292 average, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and he rips one over to the head of the second baseman into right field to get the Hokies on base here, started in this one.
Yeah, always good to get someone on base early. Nice piece of hitting there. Just kind of dropped it into right field, right between the second baseman and right fielder. No chance to get that ball really. So Hokies now with crossover runner on, and TJ Rumfield, the star of the season so far offensively for the Hokies, up to the dish.
That's right. Rumfield, the transfer from Texas Tech, comes in today batting .375 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. It'll be the 0-0 to Rumfield. Low fastball in the dirt, 1-0. Gavin Cross stands on first base for the Hokies with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. It'll be the 1-0 to Rumfield. Low breaking ball in the dirt for Austin Love. It'll be 2-0.
And TJ Rumfield was a really good transfer find for Coach Sheff. Out of Texas Tech, like you mentioned, Sheff and the Texas Tech head coach had some familiarity, so that was how they were able to make that work. But he's just been a huge addition, brings a lot of power to a lineup that historically the past few years has not had a ton of power.
The 2-0 to Rumfield in the dirt will bring up a 3-0. Austin Love looks like he's trying to stay away, pitch away from Rumfield thus far in this one.
Yeah, this might be what they call the old intentional walk. You just don't want anything to do with him. And, you maybe take your chances with some of the other hitters in the lineup. Not that it's super easy, but you look at after Rumfield, it gets a little bit easier after that.
Yeah, it'll be a check over to first base, checking on Gavin Cross. Behind Rumfield will be Kevin Madden, who does have some power, as he showed last year and this year so far. So, for the Hokies, you got to love a situation in which you're going to send your 3-hole hitter with 2 men on up to the plate.
Right, and Rumfield and Madden is such a good 3-4 punch.
And it will be a called strike on the 3-0. It'll bring a 3-1 pitch here to TJ Rumfield. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Caught the outside corner. Still trying to stay away from him there. Didn't give him anything to hit.
Right, and you figure he's probably got the green light here so early in the game. Don't want to swing at anything 3-0.
The 3-1 to Rumfield. Going is Cross. He's going to get a free base anyway, as it will be a ball 4. TJ Rumfield draws the walk here on Austin Love, and that will put 2 Hokies on. Second and first for Virginia Tech with Kevin Madden stepping to the plate.
Well, it's a very good thing that Rumfield drew the walk, because I think, based on my eye, that Cross was out at second base. That was a pretty good throw from the catcher Frick over to second. So luckily he drew the walk, and now Hokies have a bit of a scoring threat here with first and second, only 1 out. So you just want to try to keep working at bats right now. Love maybe not in the right groove right now, so just try to feel these first couple of pitches. Obviously, if it's right down the middle, you can swing, but you don't want to be too aggressive early on. Yeah,
luckily there for Cross, it was a ball there. You got to think a strike sends the Hokies back into the dugout. So it sends Cross back into the dugout with the Hokies second out of the inning. It will be Kevin Madden stepping into the plate as Austin Love stares him down. And a little poke out there by Love. It'll be the shortstop, second base, first base, put out, double play there. Soretti to Castagnozzi over to Centriacho there for UNC, and that will retire the Hokies in a hurry. Double play UNC. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to English Field in Blacksburg, Virginia for 3304 sports coverage of ACC baseball. I'm Cota McGlothlin, and I am joined alongside my partner Shelton Moss. And Shelton, the Hokies ended on a 6-4-3 double play there at the end of the inning. Some bad luck there for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, some bad luck. I wasn't too sure about that swing, though. I just thought as the first pitch of the ball, I thought you should have, after a 5-pitch walk, you really need to be a little bit more patient. You want to make Love get back into his groove. You don't want to give him a free pass, and that's what the Hokies did there. So I thought that maybe should have let a few more pitches swing by. I didn't like the first pitch swing.
It's shortstop Danny Soretti taking the pitch, or swinging at the 1-0 there from Peyton Alford to bring it to 1-1. Soretti comes in batting just .80 on the year with one double. The 1-0 from Alford is a strike. Looked like a changeup there from Alford on the inside corner, and that will give us a 1-2 count here for shortstop Danny Soretti. The 1-2 is low, says Danny Everett, and that will bring us to a 2-2 count here. Peyton Alford working on Danny Soretti.
And one thing that Coach Seth said in the pregame is that if the Hokies want to be good, they're going to need Alford to be good.
And the 2-2 fastball just outside off the plate there for Alfred. It'll be a full count here. The Hokies bench wanted that one.
It was a really tough call. I guess it was. It's tough to tell from our angle up here in the booth, but that looked really close. I guess it might have been just a hair off the plate.
Big pitch early in this one. The 3-2 is outside again. That will send Soretti down to first base here. UNC has one on early in the second inning, top of the second inning for UNC.
Again, these are not bad pitches. You're just missing by a couple hairs. You just got to fine tune a little bit. I think Alfred's pitching well. You just need to get a little bit closer to the plate. I mean, that's a really tough way to walk the leadoff batter. It's not like you're throwing wild pitches or bouncing them in the dirt. You're just missing by a couple hairs.
It'll be first baseman Brett Centracchio in for the Tar Heels. Comes in batting .250 on the year. One home run and 5 RBIs. The 0-0 is low. Ball one. Peyton Alford behind here early in the count to Brett Centracchio. Started him off with a breaking ball that ended up in the dirt before it was all said and done. The 1-0 from Peyton Alford is a fastball right down the middle. 1-1. Centracchio taking all the way there on that 1-0 from Alford. Danny Soretti stands on first base after he drew the walk. Alford's going to check him back safely as Soretti. Soretti does not have a stolen base on the year. Maybe looking for his first. Be the 1-0 to Centracchio. Back again is Soretti. Off the check from Alford, safe. A little closer on that one.
Yeah, just trying to keep him honest. You don't want to throw over too much because then you lose focus of the hitter. So I figure right here they're probably going to go back. If they throw over a third time, well then that's almost like the next time you're definitely going for the steal.
The 1-1 to Centracchio. It's swung on and driven deep to right field. On the chase is Thomas. It'll be over his head off the warning track. And it looks like UNC will hold the runners at second and third. But that is where they will take over. Brett Centracchio sends a double into right field. Chased down by Jonah Seegers, but not before Soretti can advance to third base. And Centracchio will stand on second. Up to the line is Johnny Castagnozzi, second baseman.
Really good piece of hitting there from Centracchio, third double of the season. Just put some good wood on that one. It bounced off the wall. I will say that was a really nice play there over in right field by Seegers, who got the ball in off a hop and got in as quickly as possible to limit the runs there to no runs scored. But second and third, still nobody out.
Yep, second. UNC will have runners on second and third with nobody out as Peyton Alford having to work a little bit here early in the second inning. UNC sends Johnny Castagnozzi to the plate.
And that's really why that leadoff walk was so disappointing, because now you're in a run-scoring situation for the Heels. Instead, you could just have one out runner at second.
The 0-0 is a strike right down the middle for Alford.
But it also just kind of goes to show how thin the line is in baseball between winning and losing. It's all just dependent upon, whether the umpire gives you the strike call or not.
Hokie certainly thought Soretti got away with 2 strikes. But nonetheless, it'll be a 0-1 breaking ball down the middle, taken by Castagnosi. And that will bring up an 0-2 count. Peyton Alford trying to work from behind here as he has allowed two base runners thus far on second and third for UNC.
Yeah, really just pulled the string on that one.
The 0-2 from Alford is a strike right down the middle. Fastball, 93 miles per hour. Rung up is Castagnosi. One out. Peyton Alford standing strong here.
Huge here. Obviously, with runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs, you're always pitching the strikeout. And right there, Alford was able to do it big time K there as he got the hitter looking.
It'll be the DH, Jake Holtzapple, stepping to the plate for North Carolina with runners on second and third, 1 out. The 0-0 is a breaking ball on the outside corner. Did not get the call again there from Danny Everett. It'll be a 1-0.
A bit stingy as Everett with the call so far. Seems to be much favoring the hitters.
Yeah, that's about the third pitch where the Hokies bench have wanted to strike but have not gotten it. Alford will deliver the 1-0 to Jake Holtzapple. Thought about swinging but did not. Takes the low and outside strike. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. It'll be a 1-1 count.
And again, Cota, we've seen this so far in this game, but he's just getting ahead of hitters. That's always the key. You want to get ahead 0-1, 1-2. Always want to get ahead of the hitters. Makes it so much easier to finish off these at-bats.
The 1-1 to Holtzapple here from Alford. High and outside fastball. It'll be 2-1. Alford working behind now. 2-1 in the count. Holtzapple comes in batting .286. The delivery from Alford is shot. Lazy fly ball into right field. Seegers is under it. Makes the catch, but it will plate a runner for UNC. As Danny Soretti comes across the plate on the sac fly from Jake Holtzapple. Advancing to third base is Brett Centracchio, and that is where North Carolina will take the lead.
Yeah, good at bat for Holtzapple. Got the job done. You got the runner in for Tech. You'll take that any day of the week. With 2 runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs, get a sac fly. You are perfectly happy with that outcome. Just try to pitch to keep it to 1 run.
It'll be the third baseman, Matt Corvath, coming to the plate here. Comes in batting just .59 on the year. You got to think this is an ideal situation for where the inning started for Virginia Tech. Alford gets the strike, swinging by Horvath. It'll be 1-1.
His stuff is really, really good today. I think if he can just, work on fine-tuning those borderline pitches, he should have some success, but still got to get out of this little jam.
The 1-1 is a strike down the middle from Alford. It'll bring up a 1-2 count for Matt Corvath, the third baseman for North Carolina, with Brett Centracchio standing on third base. It was a sac fly by Jake Holtzapple that plated Danny Soretti for North Carolina here in the top of the second inning. Alford, the 1-2, is swung on and missed. Matt Corvath goes down swinging, but not after North Carolina is able to plate a runner here in the top of the second. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park in Blacksburg, Virginia, where the North Carolina Tar Heels will take the field with a 1-0 lead over the Virginia Tech Hokies. Carolina able to plate a runner off of a sac fly from Jake Holtzapple there in the top of the second inning. And with the way that one started, Shelton, you got to think Virginia Tech's probably happy with that outcome.
Certainly so. I mean, when you got a second and third situation with nobody out against the number 24 team in the country, you are more than happy to get out of that with just one run. And for Alford, I mean, he's done a really good job of throwing strikes. He's getting some swings and misses. Did a good job striking out the first hitter. In that inning there, that was Castagnosi who we got out. And then a sac fly by Holtzapple, another K to end the inning from Corvath. So a really good job there of pitching to the strikeout.
For Virginia Tech, it'll be fifth-year senior left fielder Tanner Thomas who takes a strike, 88-mile-an-hour changeup, low at the knees, called strike there by Everett. Tanner Thomas comes in with a .400 batting average, just 1 RBI on the year though. Ball taken low, 1-1. from Love. Love is a very quick worker here. As a matter of fact, you see Tanner Thomas stepping out there trying to slow down Love a little bit. Swung on and missed is the 1-2. Or is the 1-1, excuse me, from Love. Thomas will have a 1-2 count here.
Thomas has some really good stats in terms of his slash line, but he hasn't really had an opportunity to drive in a lot of runs, only 1 RBI in the season. So hopefully with more plate appearances, he'll get more RBIs.
The 1-2 to Tanner Thomas is in the dirt, and that will bring us to a 2-2 count. Tanner Thomas, the fifth-year senior, transfer from Tallahassee Community College. Elected to take the extra year of eligibility given by the NCAA from last year's COVID pause. The 2-2 to Thomas. Thomas is able to foul it back off to the left, hanging in there.
Yeah, Coach Sheff was saying that Thomas's strike zone discipline has improved from last season. He's lifting the ball more, and part of that's a function of him getting bigger and stronger. And he says Coach Sheff really likes his personality. So obviously much improved from last year.
The 2-2 from Love is fouled back off to the screen by Thomas. Came inside there with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. One of the fastest pitches Love has thrown today. Able to hang with it was Tanner Thomas. It'll be a critical pitch here as the 2-2 from Love is swung on and driven to right field. On the chase is Roberts, and it will get to the warning track, picked up by Roberts, and in safely to second base is Tanner Thomas. A leadoff double to start the bottom of the second inning for Virginia Tech.
Well, certainly what you wanted. Thomas did a nice job of just pulling that ball down the right field line. He sprinted around first, got out of the box quickly, and it was a good thing that he did because that throw from right field from Roberts came in very, very quickly. A good play by Roberts in right. But he slid in his second. Really, that hustle out of the box was what allowed him to slide into second base safely.
Very good at bat there by Tanner Thomas. Fouled off a couple of pitches and able to poke one into right field. Roberts not able to corral it, and that will bring number 37 right fielder Jonah Seegers to the plate for Virginia Tech. Seegers comes in just a 143 average, 1 RBI, but 7 walks on the year for Seegers as he takes the outside pitch. It'll be 1-0.
Yeah, 7 walks actually leads the team. So, even though he's only got a 143 average, a 439 or 429 on base percentage is more than acceptable for Coach Sheff.
I think Coach Sheff would take any sort of on-base action here for Virginia Tech early in this one. It'll be the 1-0 to Seegers. Swung on and missed, 1-1.
So really the goal here, obviously wanted to score the run, but if you can get Thomas over to third base, even if you make an out, I think that's the ideal situation right now. You're still want to play small ball. Of course, you'd like as many runs as you can get, but just right now the main priority, get him over to third and hopefully drive him in.
No outs. Tanner Thomas on second base for Virginia Tech in the bottom of the second. Fouled back into the UNC dugout. Jonah Seegers, it'll be 1-2. Seegers was way behind on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Austin Love. That will bring us to a 1-2 count here in the bottom of the second inning with UNC up 1-0. Jonah Seegers at the plate for Virginia Tech. The 1-2 from Austin Love, high and outside, 2-2. Looked like Thomas Frick there, the catcher for UNC, was a little frustrated. I don't know if he called something else or a cross up there, but something didn't look right from Frick there. It'll be a 2-2 to Jonah Seegers. Critical pitch here early in this game. Tipped just off the end of the bat was the curveball there from Love. 83-mile-an-hour curveball. Seegers able to hang in there. It'll be 2-2 again.
Yeah, just barely got the bat on it. Good job to just stay alive here.
Luckily, Frick, the catcher, not able to corral that ball just off his glove and back to the screen. It'll be the 2-2 from Austin Love to Jonah Seegers. And it hits him on his left elbow. Austin Love with a hit by pitch here in this second inning, and that will bring 2 runners on base for Virginia Tech. It'll be Jonah Seegers on first, Tanner Thomas on second, with fantastic freshman Tanner Schobel coming to the plate for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, the old adage, taking one for the team. Seegers did that right there, and not a very frequent occurrence there, hitting a batter. Austin Love, first batter he's hit all season, and now over 14 innings pitched.
Looks like the training staff is coming out to check on Seegers there, probably precautionary.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that felt good because that was right square in the elbow. He actually, he didn't really get out of the way too much, but I think just based on the way that he got hit, I mean, you can't really say that was leaning into it. I mean, because he got hit right square in the elbow, and there was really nothing he could do about that. He kind of just stood in a standstill.
Hokies have runners on first and second here in the bottom of the second, playing from behind here, just 1-0. Will be freshman Tanner Schobel, who has a team-leading 10 RBIs on the year so far. Came up big in that third game against Miami for Virginia Tech, had 4 RBIs in that one. It'll be Seegers on first and Tanner Thomas on second after his double to lead off the inning. Austin Love with the 0-0 to Schobel. They say he swung on the breaking ball in the dirt, 0-1.
Yeah, they didn't even appeal. That was pretty fast right there on the check swing. Just wasn't able to hold up there with Schobel. And again, I still think the Hokies need to be a little bit more patient. When a guy loses the control, you need to just let it ride out a little bit. You don't want to necessarily swing on the first pitch.
Schobel looked a little anxious there in the box. Understandably so for the freshman in a big situation. Squares the bunt, pulls back, going to third base is Tanner Thomas, and he will be thrown out easily by the catcher Thomas Frick. Put out by Matt Corvath, and that's not a good play there for Virginia Tech.
No, I mean, they were, I think they were going automatically. The ball was obviously well off the plate, so you're not going to bunt it. For Schobel, like that's a pitch that's just impossible to bunt. And I think you've got to have more recognition of your Thomas. You've got to see that ball get hit on the ground first before you go off, and he made a big-time mistake right there.
Hokies breaking one of the oldest rules in baseball. Don't make the first out of the inning on third base. The 1-1 to Schobel is high and away for ball 2. 2-1 to Schobel.
I mean, that's just such a huge miscue there because you figure you have a good chance to score at least one, and now you might not score any.
Seegers on first base for Virginia Tech. Schobel's going to send one through the hole in between shortstop and third base. Corralled by the left fielder Zarate, but not before the runners advance for Virginia Tech. Tanner Schobel continuing his hot streak with the bat to push runners to first and second for Virginia Tech with 1 out to go in the bottom of the second.
Well, part of you is relieved if you're the Hokies that you were able to get a single, but the other part of you is a little bit disappointed and wondering what could have been if you weren't thrown out at third. I mean, obviously you wanted to get the bunt down, but again, just a base running miscue. We've seen some base running and defensive miscues so far in the early season for the Hokies. Still trying to work out the kinks. Obviously, it's been a very unique offseason to say the least. But again, these are mistakes that you can't make if you want to beat a good team like UNC.
It'll be the catcher, Cade Hunter, coming to the line for Virginia Tech. He will take the ball low and outside to push it to 1-0. Cade Hunter comes in batting 133. Does have 2 home runs and 5 RBIs on the year. Will be a 1-0 to the catcher for Virginia Tech, Cade Hunter. It'll be taken outside for ball 2 by Hunter, just off the plate there. So far, Danny Everett does not give much leeway to either side of the plate here.
Yeah, really tight with that zone. You just ask if you're a hitter that it's consistent for both sides. Obviously, as a pitcher, you're not going to get every single call, but you just want to make sure that it's consistent for both teams.
Cade Hunter, the second-year freshman from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, swings on the low fastball by Love, 2-1.
And Hunter was the big catalyst in that comeback win against Miami last Friday. Hit a 2-run homer to put the Hokies ahead, and they were able to take down the Hurricanes 5-2 and ended up winning the series 2 out of 3, first series win ever for the Hokies in Coral Gables.
It'll be the 2-1 to catcher Cade Hunter. Fouled back off to the screen. It'll be 2-2 with runners on first and second for Virginia Tech. It's Seegers on Seegers on second, and freshman Tanner Schobel on first base after his single for Virginia Tech. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. UNC leading 1-0. Big pitch here for Cade Hunter, the 2-2 from Austin Love. is going to be shot back up the middle. A hard play here for Soretti is going to have to eat it. They had the shift on, did North Carolina there. Soretti had to come in hard on that ball, not able to get it over to first base in time, and that will load the bases for Virginia Tech on the infield single by Cade Hunter.
Yeah, just got the perfect bounce. You know, a chopper on the infield, that's one of the most difficult plays you could possibly make if you're an infielder. Soretti had a valiant effort coming in on that ball. He barehanded it, but just, no time. That ball was hit too high off that first bounce, and we know that, Hunter's got some decent speed, so just no chance to make that play, but it's still a good effort there from Soretti.
Yeah, Soretti was shifted towards second base, playing the lefty Cade Hunter, able to get a dribbler back up the middle. It'll be Prince Ginther swinging early in this one. It's off the pitcher, Austin Love. He'll go to home plate for the out. Almost pulled Frick off the plate, able to get his foot back on there, and that will give us 2 outs in this inning. Wow, a shot right back up the middle by Fritz Ginther. Austin Love able to stick his hand out there and stop it.
Yeah, the umpire and the UNC coach are come out to check on Love. That was a pretty wacky play there, just a shot right at Love. He managed to smack it down and flip over to the catcher, Frick, who had to step on the base at the very last second because the umpire was very late making that call, so evidently his foot was not on the bag till the very last second. But he was able to record the out in time, and now the concern for the Tar Heels is Austin Love okay? They're checking on him right now. He appears to be fine, just talking with the coaches, and it doesn't seem to be favoring any part of his arm at all. So the hope is certainly that he's okay.
That was a hard hit ball on the first pitch of the at-bat by Fritz Ginther. Sort of unlucky there for Virginia Tech, although the shift was on and the second baseman was standing behind the shortstop there. So, you got to think maybe by stopping that ball, you prevent the double play.
Right. I mean, you don't know what happened if that ball goes through. I think it was hit so hard that it probably would have been a single, but you just never know what can happen.
Jack Hurley, the center fielder, fouls the 0-0 back off to the screen for Virginia Tech. They have the bases loaded. Ginther on first, Schobel on second. For Virginia Tech, Schobel on third. With Jack Hurley at the plate for the Hokies with the 0-1, swung on and missed in the dirt, 0-2. And man, Virginia Tech, if you're Virginia Tech, you got to come away with some runs here.
Well, certainly you'd like to. You understand that you're facing a very talented pitcher. But again, like you said, this guy's so good that base runners do not come around very often, so you want to take advantage of opportunities when they are presented.
The 0-2, to Hurley is low and in the dirt, 1-2.
Right now for Ginther, just want to protect the plate. Anything close, you're swinging.
It'll be Jack Hurley with the 1-2 from Austin Love. Tanner Schobel really working the pitcher Love there on third base, really getting down the line, trying to play with him a little bit. It'll be the 1-2 to Hurley. Austin Love fouled back to the screen by Hurley, hanging in there, 1-2.
Some very good at-bats the Tech hitters have put together today. Just fighting off pitches, lots of two-strike fouls. That's really what you look for Coach Jeff and company. Just want to see your guys go up there and battle and try to get his pitch count up as much as possible.
Ginther, Hunter, and Schobel on base for Virginia Tech, first to third. Jack Hurley, the 1-2 from Austin Love, fouled back again for the third straight pitch by Jack Hurley.
Although, Cota, now that I think about it, getting his pitch count up might sound good, but it's not really like getting him out of this game is much of a benefit given how good UNC's bullpen has been this year. It's not like you're facing some scrubs out of the pen. You got to face some of the best pitchers in the country.
Yeah, Shelton, the UNC bullpen has given up 1 earned run in 7 games this year. Fouled back off again by Jack Hurley was the 1-2. Really working pitcher Austin Love here.
And he's getting also some shout-outs from the fans here in attendance at English Field. Some rowdy folks with beers in hand. So always contributes to the atmosphere. Certainly hope that you can motivate him.
And they have waited a long time to see Virginia Tech baseball. They are on their feet and cheering here for Jack Hurley. The 1-2 from Austin Love, fouled back again. Came in with a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, the fastest pitch of the day by Austin Love there. Hurley able to hang with it.
Yeah, I think at this point, you're seeing Hurley. He's seeing it well. The pitches are just so good that it's hard to really get the barrel on the baseball. It's just hard to square it up, but he's hanging in there and he's seeing the pitch as well.
Hurley is 0-1, 0 for 1 on the day. Tipped it off again on another 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Austin Love. A huge at-bat here by the leadoff man for Virginia Tech, Jack Hurley.
Well, I could be wrong, but I think this is going to be at least 9 pitches.
I do believe you're right. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat for Jack Hurley.
Yeah, so 6 foul balls.
Here in the bottom of the second inning with UNC up 1-0. Hokies do have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Jack Hurley takes the high fastball at the eyes, 2-2.
So now you figure at this point the pressure might be a little bit more on Austin Love. He's sensing that the Tech dugout is making some noise. They're really getting into this at bat. So, Ginther has been fouling off so many pitches. You just got to figure that for Love, just keep going right after him and hope that he can swing and miss. Because right now, you're really not fooling him at all.
UNC playing a pretty basic base defense here on Hurley. Fouled off. It's a little dribbler down the third base line. Coming up, it's the third baseman, and he's going to have to eat it. Matt Corvath could not get the throw off in time. It will be an infield single for Jack Hurley after a 10-pitch at bat, and that will tie us here in the bottom of the second inning.
That may be one of the best at-bats we've seen all season from the Hokies for any player, really. You foul off 6-7 pitches, you work the count 2-2 against one of the best pitchers in the country, and you manage to just, hit a number down the third baseline. And obviously for the third baseman there, Horvath, just nothing you can do right there. The second time we've seen an infield single, but, Hurley was able to scoot over to first base, drive in a run, and now the Hokies tied the game, and they can look to score some more here.
Yeah, Gavin Cross, the first baseman for Virginia Tech, will come to the line, comes out swinging early, fouls one off to the left. That last at bat there by Jack Hurley, such a good one. The infield single could not, third baseman UNC, Matt Corvath, could not get the throw off in time. That was the second infield single of the inning for Virginia Tech. Not doing it with big hits, but getting it done here thus far, 1-1. And a deep drive to right field by Cross is going to be caught by Caleb Roberts in deep right field. He put a ride into that one, not able to get anything after that one run plated by Virginia Tech, but they are able to tie the game 1-1 as we head into the third inning. Welcome back to English Field in Blacksburg, Virginia for 3304 Sports. I'm Cota McGlothlin, joined alongside Shelton Moss. Virginia Tech loaded the bases early on there in the bottom of the second inning, only able to come away with one run, but that does tie the game at 1 for us here in the third inning as UNC sends Angel Zarate and the top of their lineup to the plate for UNC.
Yeah, really great inning there in the bottom of the second. You had a lot of good at-bats. You make Austin Love work, so overall very productive inning for the Hokies.
Zarate 0 for 1 on the day, sends the first pitch he sees to second base. Caught there by Tanner Schobel on the lazy little liner there. One down early, quickly here for UNC. Tanner Schobel with the put out for Virginia Tech.
Did a nice job of inducing some very soft contact there. Just got a little lazy bloop to second base.
That will bring up Justice Thompson. Came in batting over 500 on the year for UNC. Swings and misses at that first pitch by Alfred. It'll be 0-1. Justice Thompson has come on strong here this season for UNC. Swings way ahead of the breaking ball there, and it will be 0-2. Peyton Alford ahead early here on Justice Thompson.
And again, the theme of today, getting ahead of hitters, 0-2, 1-2. It's really done a nice job of throwing some early strikes.
The 0-2 to Thompson is a called third strike on the outside corner. Virginia Tech has wanted that pitch the entire game so far, and they finally got it. 92-mile-an-hour fastball that painted the corner as Peyton Alford sits down Justice Thompson, and that will bring right fielder Caleb Roberts to the plate for UNC with 2 down in the top of the third.
5th strikeout of the afternoon for Alford.
And a deep drive by Caleb Roberts over the right field fence for a home run. Caleb Roberts able to put a charge into that one over the fence on the first pitch he sees in the third inning from Peyton Alford. It'll be 2-1 UNC.
Well, that was a pretty decisive shot there as Roberts gets mobbed by his UNC teammates in front of the first base dugout. I mean, that was hit really well out there to right center. Valiant effort by Hurley, but tried to leap over that wall, but that was just too well hit there. Kind of snuck over the fence out there in right center field.
It'll be Thomas Frick to the plate for UNC. Takes ball one after the home run by right fielder Caleb Roberts for UNC to push their lead to 2-1. Breaking ball outside 2-0. Thomas Frick at the plate for UNC. Peyton Alford, after a great start to that inning, gives up the home run there.
Yeah, and third home of the season for Roberts, now leading the team. So he's a guy that brings a lot of power, and his slugging percentage came in at 600, but obviously well over that right now. So, UNC, obviously they don't hit well in terms of average, but this is a team with lots of power. So they got home run hitters all over the lineup.
Sort of threw Alford, seems to appear to throw him out of his groove here, as it's a 3-0 pitch. He will finally get a strike in there to Thomas Frick to bring it to 3-1. Peyton Alford, after a great, quick first 2 outs for Virginia Tech here in the top of the third, gives up the home run to Caleb Roberts. The 3-1 is high and outside, ball 4 for Thomas Frick. Draws the walk.
Starting to lose his control just a little bit here. You wonder maybe if that homer is still kind of resonating in his mind just a bit there, because that was a very uncharacteristic at-bat there from Alford, just walking a guy on 5 pitches.
That will bring up shortstop Danny Soretti. Comes in batting under 100 for the year for UNC, is 0 for, actually drew a walk his first at bat of the day today. He takes a ball low in the dirt from Alford there, 1-0.
Yeah, drew a walk and came around to score on that sacrifice fly by Holtzapfel.
Soretti, the sophomore from Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. Thomas Frick on first base after the walk. Will be a fastball down the middle taken by Soretti, 1-1. Peyton Alford trying to work back into the count here. Peyton Alford has given up 2 runs on the day. It's number 25 UNC leads number 24 Virginia Tech, fouled off to the right by Soretti. It'll be 1-2.
54 pitches now for Alford, 34 of which have been strikes. So, a pretty solid ratio, but just trying to work on that command a little bit. You don't want it to slip here because there's a very good UNC pitching staff, as we said. So you need to limit the damage here to just 1 run.
Thomas Frick stands on first base for UNC. A 1-2 count to Soretti. Fouled back off to the right screen. Hanging in there is Danny Soretti. It'll be 1-2 again.
That sort of came right back our way. You can't really help but flinch, even though there's a netting and some windows in front of us. You just can never help but flinch whenever the ball comes your way.
It always gets you, Shelton.
Just a human reaction.
The 1-2 to Soretti. Pulled foul into the Virginia Tech bullpen. 1-2 again. Really slowing that pitch down. That breaking ball there was Peyton Alford coming in at 74 miles per hour, and Soretti was way ahead of it.
Yeah, really, when you look at it, the homer by Roberts was one of the very few balls that has been really squared up and hit hard by the UNC hitters. It's not been a lot of hard contact. It's mostly just kind of soft, lazy bloopers and some ground balls here and there.
Roberts did tattoo that ball, though. The 1-2, swing and miss from Soretti, and that will sit down the UNC hitters, but not after. Caleb Roberts gives UNC the lead back 2-1 after a home run to right center field. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to English Field in Blacksburg, Virginia. For 3304 Sports, I'm Cota McGlothlin, joined alongside Shelton Moss. In that top half of the third inning, UNC was able to regain the lead 2-1 on Virginia Tech after a home run by Caleb Roberts.
Yeah, kind of just a line drive homer. You wouldn't say it was really demolished, but he got a really good barrel on that one and managed to just sneak it over the right center field wall. But UNC as a team hitting 2 for 10, only 2 walks, Hokies 5 for 9. So on a per at bat basis, I'd say the Hokies are playing better, even though they have gotten a couple lucky infield hits. But they're putting some very good at bats together, and hopefully they can kind of crack through for a big inning.
TJ Rumfield will come to the line for Virginia Tech to transfer from Texas Tech, playing DH today. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Walked his first at bat. Slowed down changeup by Love there, in for strike 1. It'll be a 1-1 here. TJ Rumfield for Virginia Tech.
Love doing a really good job of mixing speeds too.
ball on the outside corner. The fastball there from Love caught a ball by Danny Everett. Another one of those pitches on the outside that could have went either way. The 2-1 is fouled off to the screen by Rumfield. It'll be 2-2. Rumfield came into today batting .375 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. One of the better all-around hitters for Virginia Tech in this young season. Fouls off the 2-2 into the Virginia Tech dugout. Hanging in there is TJ Rumfield on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball by Austin Love.
Yeah, really one of the, you could say arguably the best hitter on this team. Hit .417 last year and is keeping up this year. The
2-2 is fouled off again. Looks like we're shaping up for another great at-bat by a Virginia Tech hitter.
Yeah, right now they got Austin Love up to 53 pitches here in the bottom of the third. So you just want to ideally keep working that and hopefully try to overwork him.
The 2-2 in the dirt. Ball 3 to Rumfield.
And, again, Coach Jeff mentioned this, but he feels like the fact that UNC has so many right-handers in their staff really plays into the matchups just because Tech has such a balanced lineup in terms of lefties and righties. They got 4 lefties that are starting this afternoon. The
3-2 to Rumfield is fouled off down the first base line. Another foul ball by TJ Rumfield and a Virginia Tech hitter. Virginia Tech has really worked Austin Love thus far in this one.
Yeah, you just look at the lineup. Hurley, Cross, Rumfield, and Thomas, all 4 very talented left-handed hitters. So lots of balance.
Matchup certainly favors Virginia Tech on that front. It'll be a 3-2 to TJ Rumfield. Shot back up the middle to second baseman Castagnozzi, over to the first baseman Centracchio for the putout. It'll be 1 down for Virginia Tech after a great at-bat by Rumfield. Not able to get on, and that will bring up Kevin Madden, who, if you'll remember back in the first inning, was the last out with 2 runners on for Virginia Tech, really, and didn't give a great charge into that ball. Not a great swing, but Virginia Tech down 2-1 here to the number 25 team in the country, UNC. The 0-0 to Madden is a fastball down the middle, strike 1.
One thing that's kind of surprised me, Cota, looking at the results so far, obviously Austin Love is a guy that loves to throw strikes.
Austin Love coming quick with that second pitch called strike 0-2 to Kevin Madden.
He's got 16 strikeouts in the season, but only 1 today. In fact, that was the first hitter, Hurley, who was leading off the game. So he really has not struck out a lot of batters.
0-2 to Madden. Breaking ball in the dirt. The peel to first base on the swing. Brandon Henson said he did not go, and that will bring up a 1-2 here to Kevin Madden.
But, for a guy that averages more than a strikeout every inning, for Tech to go almost 3 innings with only 1 strikeout, that's very, very impressive. They're seeing him very well.
The 1-2 to Madden. A ball on the outside corner, change up at 86 miles per hour.
Yeah, and the catcher Frick wasn't able to secure that one. You figure maybe if he held on to that, he could have tried to sell the frame job, get a little bit inside there, maybe buy a strike call. But the fact that he wasn't able to hold on certainly contributed to that being called a ball.
The 2-2 to Madden. Swung on and missed. High heat from Austin Love, able to strike out Kevin Madden for his second strikeout of the day. That will be 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that was a really wild swing from Madden there. He was just swinging out of his shoes, kind of just lunged out over the plate for that one. That did not look like a comfortable swing there from number 26.
Tanner Thomas will come to the plate for Virginia Tech, doubled in his last at bat in that second inning, in which Virginia Tech was able to eventually plate a runner to tie the game. But after a home run by Caleb Roberts, UNC back ahead 2-1. The 0-0 from Austin Love. Taken, I think they're going to say low fastball for ball 1. Looked like a pretty good pitch from here, Shelton.
Yeah, but like I said, that's just been the way the strike zone has been called today.
The 0-1 is outside for ball 2.
And of course, if you ask Love, talking about the strikeout numbers, he'd probably say that he feels like he should probably have two or three more strikeouts by now just because of the way he's pitching, but very tight zone.
The 2-0 taken inside by Tanner Thomas. It will be 3-0.
Again, Frick has had a ton of trouble. I'm not sure if it's the shadows, but he's had a ton of trouble fielding those pitches. I don't know what it is, but this is a pretty uncharacteristic performance. I know he's just a freshman, but he's had really trouble with those.
The 3-0. Finally, a strike into Tanner Thomas. As you mentioned, Frick drops his third or fourth ball on the day, and really all but a couple of them probably could have been called a strike if he catches it. The 3-1 to Tanner Thomas. A lazy fly ball into left field. Zarate will be there for the putout on Tanner Thomas, and that will get us to the fourth inning here in Blacksburg with UNC coming to the plate. Welcome back to English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park, as we have on 3304 Sports ranked ACC baseball action. Number 24 Virginia Tech Hokies versus the number 25 University of North Carolina Tar Heels. It is the Tar Heels up 2-1 in this one as we head to the top of the fourth inning. That last inning for UNC, Caleb Roberts able to put them back ahead with a home run over the right center field wall. Virginia Tech still not able to get much on Austin Love in the bottom of that inning, and that is where we find ourselves now.
Certainly, it would be ideal for the Hokies if you could get a pretty nice 1-2-3 inning right here, get your team back in the dugout and back up to the plate. So it's very important to just try to set down the Tar Heels in quick fashion.
It'll be first baseman Brett Centracchio taking the high fastball, 1-0 from Peyton Alford. Centracchio is 1 for 1 on the day. The 1-0 from Alford. Low breaking ball, ball 2. Peyton Alford falling behind early in this count to Brett Centracchio. The 2-0 swung on and missed. 2-1.
I would certainly be intrigued to see how many swings and misses that Alford has generated today, because he's done a pretty good amount. And this is a little bit uncharacteristic for him. I mean, usually he's more of a pitch-to-contact guy, but he's done a lot of swings and misses.
The 2-1 is swung on and missed again by Centracchio. Working back into the count is Peyton Alford to push it to 2-2. It's Alford's 61st pitch of the day, and a changeup. Chest high to Centracchio gets him to swing and miss. It'll be 1 out, UNC, with Johnny Castagnozzi coming to the plate.
Well, yeah, Centracchio was just completely fooled right there. 3 straight swings and misses. He had no idea what he was swinging at. And that's pretty uncharacteristic because he only has 6 strikeouts coming in 24 at-bats. So that was very impressive there.
Castagnozzi swings and misses at the 0-0 delivery from Alford. It'll be 0-1.
Well, right now, I mean, if you're Alford right now, you're generating so many swings and misses, you can pretty much tell that the UNC hitters just have no idea what's coming. They're not in the zone at all right now.
The 0-1. Low fastball. Dug out by Cade Hunter of the Dirt. It will be a 1-1 to Johnny Castagnozzi. The 1-1. Way out in front on that breaking ball was Castagnozzi. He looked, again, completely fooled by that pitch.
I mean, if you're swinging at a breaking ball that the catcher can't even get, that's telling me something about the late movement on your pitches. This is just a masterclass performance here from Alford.
Definitely one of Alford's best, probably his best performance on the season, as he gets a swing and miss by Castagnozzi on the high and away fastball. His second strikeout of the inning. Peyton Alford sitting down the UNC hitter. That will bring up DH Jake Holtzapfel.
Make it now 8 strikeouts on the early afternoon for Alford. I mean, this is certainly maybe the best pitching performance of his career.
Has gotten 11 outs, and 8 of them have been strikeouts. As the 0-0 breaking ball lands, strike 1 to Holtzapfel.
You know, this is a UNC team that really relies on their pitching rather than their offense.
The 0-1 is high and away, 1-1.
Just looking at their slash line, 241, 349, 406. So, you know, pretty unspectacular numbers, not terrible, but for a team this good, you'd think they'd be better. It's really just all pitching, this team. And they've struggled to score a little bit this season. Talk about the numbers in a second here.
Alford with the 1-1 to Holtzapfel. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
You know, UNC, they have not scored 5 or more runs in each of their last 5 games. They did so in 14 of their 19 games last year, so really just kind of in a rut offensively right now, trying to figure out of it.
The 1-2 to Holtz. Apple is swung on and missed. High and away fastball. Peyton Alford strikes out the side to send us to the bottom of the 4th inning. Here in Blacksburg, UNC up 2-1. Welcome back to English Field in Blacksburg, Virginia. I'm Cota McGlothlin, joined alongside Shelton Moss for 3304 Sports. As Peyton Alford sits down the side the last half inning for Virginia Tech. And in this game, he has hit a milestone, Shelton. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, a career high now in strikeouts for Hayden Alford, 9 on the afternoon. His previous career high was 5. Obviously a little bit easier to get now that he's a starter rather than coming out of the pen. But, I mean, this has been just an incredible performance. He had 3 strikeouts in that inning. All of them were swinging. I think by my count, he had 7 swings and misses. It's just impeccable. And right now, the UNC hitters just have no idea what they're even swinging at.
Peyton Alford putting on one of the best pitching performances of his entire career. The 5th-year senior for Virginia Tech is getting it done, clicking on all cylinders here today. Virginia Tech will send right fielder Jonah Seegers to the plate. Seegers drew the walk in the 3rd inning for Virginia Tech. I believe he was the first batter of that inning in which they plated their run. And he will take the 0-0 fastball down the middle for strike 1. Austin Love, a very quick worker on the mound for UNC. You see those Virginia Tech hitters stepping out in between almost every at-bat, or pitch, excuse me. It'll be a ball outside 1-1.
If you're Virginia Tech right now, you got to feel like you've gotten a little bit of a lift from that inning from Alford there, that you just want to take that momentum into this inning and try to generate some good at-bats.
Certainly the 1-1 to Seegers is a breaking ball down the middle for strike 2. It'll be a 1-2. Good pitch there from Austin Love. 66 pitches on the day now for Love. The 1-2, shot back to the second baseman. Castagnazzi over the first baseman. Centracchio for the out. That'll be 1 away here for Virginia Tech in the bottom of the 4th. Castagnazzi, easy catch and toss with Centracchio over there on second base. That will bring up the second baseman for Virginia Tech, freshman Tanner Schobel. Singled in his first at bat. He will take the 0-0 pitch for strike 1. Tanner Schobel, a freshman, leading this team in RBIs to start the day here today.
And Coach Sheff had a lot of really good things to say about Schobel in the pregame. A guy who's really hasn't, you wouldn't say exceeded expectations, because the coaches were saying that they expected this performance from him.
The 1-1 to Schobel is in the dirt for ball 2.
And Sheff said that Schobel has played about as well as we figured. Really nothing has surprised us. He was a pretty advanced recruit. He actually played on the same summer ball team that Cross and Kevin Madden played for.
The 2-1 in the dirt for ball 3. It'll be 3-1 here to Tanner Schobel.
And just, it's so impressive when you got a freshman who can come in and work some good ABs and really have a good plate discipline. That's pretty rare.
Hitters count. The 3-1 to Schobel is outside and low. Missed again by the catcher, Frick. That is about the 5th time he has not been able to corral a pitch there by Austin Love.
Yeah, I mean, I've got at least 4 by my count. Part of me wonders, I'm not sure if it's the pitches he's seen or if it's the shadows, because right now we got some pretty big shadows all across the infield coming in from that first base side. So it's sort of, right as the ball reaches home plate, that's where the shadows kind of stop. But the pitcher's mound and the surrounding areas is pretty much all covered in shadows. So it's a bit tough right now if you're a catcher, and you'd think if you're a hitter too.
Tanner Schobel drawing the walk for Virginia Tech. On standing on first base for catcher Cade Hunter, takes the ball low and in the dirt for ball 1. Schobel stands on first base for Virginia Tech.
Well, obviously a big opportunity for Hunter and the ensuing do-ups, Hunter, Ginther, and Hurley. You want to try to get, as they throw over to first, you want to try to get your big hitters in the lineup a chance to bat this inning. Guys like Cross, Rumfield, and Madden. If you could just extend it a little bit, have your big guns come up and hopefully start a rally.
The 1-0 is low in the dirt again for Austin Love. It'll be 2-0 to Cade Hunter. Cade Hunter, the 8th hole hitter for Virginia Tech, and it looks like we're going to have a mound visit here by the catcher to Austin Love.
Yeah, there is some action in the UNC bullpen. There is some stirring. So Not sure if this is a pitching change. It looks like we got some guys warming up, but I don't know if any are 100% ready to come in. I could be wrong about that, but this may just be a meeting of the minds here to get his team sort of in the right mindset. Scott Forbes in his first season with the North Carolina baseball team.
Yeah, North Carolina, a team that certainly does not mind heading to their bullpen and heading to their bullpen early. You would not be surprised here if they only gave Love here a couple more hitters.
Right, but that's the luxury you have when you have such a good bullpen. It really doesn't matter when you take them out. I mean, obviously you don't want to overwork them too much, but when you've got so many quality arms, that's such a rare thing in college baseball. Obviously, the biggest struggle for a lot of teams is just the lack of quality pitching depth. But for UNC, they've just got so much of it that you have more flexibility to play with the matchups.
Bullpen that's only given up one earned run on the entire year. It'll be a 2-0 pitch to Cade Hunter from Austin Love. Hunter is 1 for 1 on the day. He's going to check over to Schobel on first base, back safely.
And, of course, this is where also the crowd can play a factor. You got the Hokies dugout making some noise, but also the fans in attendance getting rowdy a little bit. About maybe 700-800, I'd say, in attendance today. So they're making some noise.
The 2-0 to Hunter is shot to second baseman, and a double play on the line drive to Castagnosi. Man, Tanner Schobel leaking off first base there. The line drives finds Castagnosi, and he's able to throw back to first for the double play put out. Virginia Tech base running miscue on that one. And when we come back in the top of the fifth, I will hand over play-by-play duties to Shelton Moss when we come back.
We welcome you back here to English Field at Union Bank Park. Virginia Tech trailing North Carolina 2-1 here on 3304 Sports. I'm Shelton Moss, taking over play-by-play duties with my partner Cota McGlothlin joining me. Cota, obviously a tough end to the previous inning for the Hokies, but another base running mistake, a situation that we've seen occur far too frequently this season.
Yeah, Schobel, it didn't even look like they had the steal on. He just got an early jump there off the bag, and it came back to bite him.
Matt Corvath will lead things off for UNC to start the top of the fifth as he shows bunt on the first pitch. It's a called strike anyway. 0-1 the count to Horvath. The freshman out of Rochester, Minnesota, swings and misses on the second delivery low. That's 0-2 count early on.
Good fastball placement there by Peyton Alford. Low, enough to make it look like a strike, but not enough to do anything with there for Horvath.
Alford sets and delivers high, make it 1-2.
Yeah, it looked like a throwaway pitch there for Alford. You know, you've got a couple to work with here. Up 0-2 in the count. Looks like just adjusting the eyes there of Horvath.
Horvath struck out swinging in his first at-bat back in the second. Now here is the 1-2 from Alford. An excuse-me check swing. He did not go, and the ball was high, 2-2.
Yeah, looked like high and just outside. Trying to paint the corner was Alford. Another call on the outside not given by home plate umpire Danny Everett. It has been a tight strike zone the entire game.
But certainly consistent for both teams as Alford sets at the belt. He delivers the 2-2 in there for strike three called.
Yeah, Horvath just looked at that one go right by him. Nothing wrong with that pitch at all. Just above the knees, little on the outside. Good pitch there from Peyton Alford to get one down here in the top of the fifth.
10th strikeout on the afternoon for Alford. Now in double digits. He has had what is perhaps his best performance of his lengthy career.
The fourth straight batter that he has struck out there.
Now he faces Angel Zarate, who sees a first pitch strike. Zarate grounded out to first base in his first plate appearance in the first inning, and in the third he popped up. Second pitch is just high for ball one.
Zarate led the ACC in hits last season in that shortened COVID season that ended abruptly on March 12th.
Now the 1-1 is low, breaking ball in the dirt, 2-1. Zarate also comes in with a very important streak. He has reached base safely in 26 consecutive contests dating back to the 2019 season. So he's got to reach base pretty quickly to keep that streak going. He's 0-2 on the day. Here is the 2-1 is in there for strike two called.
Peyton Alford is really in a zone right now. You can tell he is locked in, throwing just absolute beautiful pitches here to these North Carolina batters.
The 2-2 from Alford is going to be tapped foul high and down the left field line. It'll fall harmlessly into the Hokies bullpen.
Something we've seen the Virginia Tech hitters do all day is foul off pitches. Maybe UNC's trying to do a little bit of that here today, now working Alford. Alford has lowered his ERA to 5.4 on the year.
And he'll step off the mound as Zarate calls time. In the batter's box, Alford, the senior out of Knoxville, Tennessee, standing at 6 foot 190. The southpaw sets and delivers. The 2-2 is high and tight as Zarate had to spin around out of the box to avoid being hit by that one.
Yeah, not a great sight if you're a batter. You do not want to see a ball coming at you at 91 miles per hour anywhere near that upper body region. Not a great sight.
He has hit one batter today. That was Caleb Roberts back in the first inning as he hits him this time, and that will be a free pass there for Zarate.
Yeah, Zarate there got down early in the count, 1-2, able to foul off a couple of pitches, work back, draw the one-out walk here in the top of the fifth for North Carolina with one of the hottest hitters in the country coming to the plate.
For Alfred, the third base on balls in this contest, and that brings up Justice Thompson, who, as Cota just alluded to, has had an incredible start to this 2021 campaign. As he steps up to the box, calls time, and we'll get his numbers in a sec, but it's been really just an amazing debut season for Thompson in a North Carolina uniform. Coming into the contest, hitting .520 with a .920 slugging percentage, 5 runs batted in, 2 homers. They throw over to first base to keep Zarate close. As Alfred sets and delivers, first pitch is in there, high for a called strike.
Yeah, Thompson early on in this season has been one of the closest things you can be to a 5-tool player here in college for UNC. Has a little bit of power, a little bit of speed, can do it all.
The 0-1 to Thompson floats it high. The runner is going to second, and he will slide in there. Zarate, a very heads-up base running play as the ball was lost by the catcher. Cade Hunter got away from him, and he took advantage. Zarate did go into second base. That should be a pass ball, you would think.
Yeah, Cade Hunter tried to adjust to the high breaking ball, just not able to glove it there. That's both catchers now have had a little bit of trouble corralling that ball today behind the plate for both of these teams.
So now a runner in scoring position for Thompson at the dish. Just one out. He lines the ball right over our heads as it bounces off the facade of the press box here at Union Bank Park and falls into the stands to become a souvenir.
It was another flincher for us up here, Shelton.
Yeah, that ball was just lined right at us. He certainly barreled up that one. Problem was it was in the opposite direction he intended it to go. Alfred looking in for quite a while, and with that, Thompson will call time. Again, Zarate is the runner at second base. One gone in the inning. Top of the fifth here from Blacksburg, Virginia. UNC leading Virginia Tech 2-1 in this Friday game of a 3-game series. Alford sets and delivers. Swung on. It is tapped to third base. Madden fields it cleanly. Fires over to first base. Throws high, and it is juggled. It is missed, and the runner is safe as the first baseman Cross could not corral the baseball, and that will allow Thompson to reach. He did trip up going down that first base line. Looks like he has a limp going. Hope he's okay. In the meantime, though, Zarate goes over to third base.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a rush throw there by Kevin Madden. Thompson does get down the line very well, just pulls Cross off the bag with a high throw. And, Peyton Alford here is starting to see a little bit of what he saw against Miami the other day. A shaky defense behind him. Coach John Sheff said before the game, really, in that last series against Miami, they didn't really play great defense in any game they played, any of the 3. So maybe you're starting to see a little bit of that shakiness on the defensive end come out here for Virginia Tech.
And Madden is a guy that was usually very sure-handed over there at the hot corner. He got his feet set, and you just wonder maybe if the speed of Thompson kind of got into his head a little bit, because that was not a situation where he was throwing off balance. I mean, he got that one off cleanly. So you certainly you scratch your head and wonder how that throw was not made, because that ball was well high as Cross had to reach high for it. Couldn't come up with it.
Gavin Cross looked a little disappointed at himself not being able to come up with that one, but he did give it a good effort, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here for Virginia Tech. Peyton Alford will leave.
Well, certainly a valiant pitching performance from Alford, perhaps the best of his career. He finishes the afternoon giving up 2 earned runs for the time being with 10 strikeouts and 3 walks, allowing 2 hits. He was simply spectacular today, though his team does trail 2-1. We will tell you who the new Tech pitcher is when we come back in just a moment here on 3304 Sports. Hokies trail the Tar Heels 2-1 here from Blacksburg. We welcome you back here to English Field as a pitching change is set to occur for the Hokies into the game for Virginia Tech. It's Matthew Siverling, who's had a very impressive start to the season.
Yeah, Matthew Siverling comes into this game, 6 innings pitched on the year, just 2 hits given up, 9 strikeouts, no earned runs on the year.
Well, the first offering to Caleb Roberts is a ball, 1-0 the count. Zarate, the runner at third. Thompson, the runner at first, reaching on error. Second pitch is in there at the top of the zone. Strike 1 called.
Siverling got a lot of work against Miami last Friday in that big series opening win in which the Hokies went on to win 5-3. Worked 4 innings, did not give up a single run in that one.
And he also came in for relief for Alford in that game as well. So it was a good pitching performance all around from the Hokies as they really shut down the Miami bats. Here's the 1-1, swung on, a high fly ball out to deep, right center field. That ball is gone. Hokies can only watch it. It's a 3-run homer for Caleb Roberts, and the Tar Heels go up 5-1.
Yeah, Caleb Roberts, his second home run on the day. He is seeing this Virginia Tech pitching staff well today. Sent that one right center field, just where he sent that first one. This one did have a little bit more air under it. Probably went a little bit further. Caleb Roberts is absolutely on fire today.
Well, now on the season, Roberts with 2 homers today. He has 4. That leads the team, and he has performed tremendously well. Really, the single-handedly making the difference in this ball game as the error comes back to hurt the Hokies big time. Here is Thomas Frick, the catcher, 0 for 1 on the evening with a walk.
Yeah, Siverling, as we mentioned, had given up 0 earned runs on the year so far. Comes in and gives up 3.
Bounces the next pitch in the dirt.
Only one of those will count towards Siverling's ERA, so it does stay still pretty low at 1.5. But, man, if you're Peyton Alford, you got to be thinking, just boosted his ERA up again, pitched a great game. All he can do is sit and watch now.
Pitches in there for a called strike. Thomas Frick was not a fan of that call as he just walked. He was already walking towards first base, and certainly the home plate umpire, Danny Everett, probably didn't like that too much. As he comes out to have a little word with the third base coach and head coach of the Tar Heels, Scott Forbes. He's actually pulling out his lineup card. Wonder if the Hokies are making some change here.
Yeah, the frustration certainly is a little bit warranted here for UNC, as it has been a tight strike zone all day, and he did expand it a little low there to call the strike on Frick on the 3-1 or the 3-0 pitch there.
Here is the 3-1 from Siverling. It is lined into right field and in for a base hit. Reaching on a base hit for the first time today is Thomas Frick, and he is aboard.
Yeah, North Carolina seeing Matthew Siverling really well so far in this one. And you mentioned North Carolina had not scored 5 runs in the previous 5 games they have played. They have gotten to the magic number of 5 here in the 5th inning against Virginia Tech.
Yeah, you certainly, Cota, you figured that this was such a good team, they were kind of bound to break out at some point. You just figured the bats were overdue for an explosion, and that has been the case today. Certainly in thanks to Caleb Roberts with 2 homers. First pitch is bounced to the 5-hole hitter, Danny Soretti, 0 for 1 with a walk. Came around to score a run in the second inning.
Siverling does look a little bit frustrated with himself here. Coming in from the bullpen, giving up a 3-run home run to Caleb Roberts.
This one is going to be smack foul down the first base side. It'll get out of play.
Siverling had not given up a single run in 6 innings pitched this year until that Caleb Roberts home run. Gets charged with 1 earned run for that one. Has now given up 2 hits. in his relief appearance today.
Another breaking ball in the dirt and stopped by the catcher, Hunter. Keep it near him. Now 2-1 the count. Silverling out of Matthews, North Carolina, Charlotte Christian High School, the southpaw, staying at 6'4", 190. Listed as a freshman, but he was on the team last year, so he's using that extra year of eligibility.
He's got a big frame, not really a filled-out guy, but he does stand at a pretty tall 6'4". He's really lanky.
Silverling comes set, now sets at the belt, delivers. It is just off the plate. That was another close one, though, but in the opinion of home plate umpire Danny Everett, that was not a strike.
Everett, as the game has worn on, has started to become a little bit more all over the place back there behind home plate with the calls. That's certainly something to look at as we go along.
Here's a 3-1. That is low, and reaching on a base on balls is Danny Soretti. So first and second now for the Tar Heels with just one out, again leading 5-1.
Got some understandable action in the Hokie bullpen. Can't really tell who that is warming up out there. And launches a ball out onto the field, actually. A ball from the bullpen leaks onto the field.
It's really hard to envision such an antithetical performance from the previous inning in which Hayden Alford struck out all 3 UNC hitters, each swinging, generating about 7 or 8 swings and misses by McGlothlin. But in this inning, the UNC bats have just exploded for 3 runs and still not out of it.
Yeah, Matthew Silverling cannot seem to find the strike zone here. Just all over the place thus far.
Centracchio sees the first pitch, low for ball 1. Had a double in the second inning and struck out in the 4th. So he's batting for the second time in as many innings. Second offering is high this time for ball 1. Centracchio offered for just a brief second but managed to hold back.
Silverling really laboring out there so far. He's thrown 14 pitches already to just 3 different batters.
He's only thrown 5 strikes among now 15 pitches. Runners at first and second. Silverling delivers the 2-0, now a 3-0, as this offering is bounced in the dirt and scooped up by Hunter.
And not a nightmare situation here for Coach Schiff and the Hokies. Have a great performance out of Peyton Alford and then have this unfortunately happen when you bring in your bullpen. A Hokie bullpen that had been really good so far on the year.
Frick is at second base. Soretti is at first base. Here is the 3-0. It's in there right down the middle for strike 1, as Silverling is finally able to find the strike zone. This is, needless to say, a very uncharacteristic performance from the freshman. He only walked 1 batter in his previous 6 innings of work, but right now just really struggling to find that control. The 3-1 offering, it is a check swing. They appeal to the third base umpire. He did, in fact, go around, as Blake Felix says that was a swing, so it'll make it 3-2.
Yeah, for Silverling, you got to wonder, the pressure of the ACC home opener, maybe the fans in attendance here, 700 or 800 fans sort of maybe getting to him here, maybe had to settle down before settling into the groove here. Just unfortunately for Virginia Tech, that shakiness came with 2 runners on.
Centracchio against Silverling, a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Now the payoff pitch, here it comes. It is low for ball 4. So with that, Silverling has now walked the bases loaded. 3 walks in the inning for the Hokies, and they are facing a big-time situation here against Johnny Castagnosi, who comes up with the bases full and only 1 out.
Yeah, if you're Virginia Tech, you've got to start thinking about taking Silverling out of this game, as he has now walked 3 batters in a row after just 1 previous walk the entire year.
And by the looks of it, as it would appear that Coach Schiff has come out to the mound, you'd think that you make a change here as the other infielders converge on the hill. This could just be a pep talk. We'll see. No, it is going to be a pitching change. So with that, the Hokies will go to the pen once again as they try to get out of a very precarious situation. The bases are loaded for you when we come back here in North Carolina with a commanding 5-1 lead over Virginia Tech. You are listening to 3304 Sports. Another pitching change for the Hokies as they face a bases-loaded jam against UNC. Ryan Okuda, the junior left-hander out of Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, Pine Richland High School, set to check in. Cota making his 3rd appearance of the season.
Yeah, Third appearance here for Okuda, has pitched 4 innings on the year, giving up 5 hits, 4 strikeouts with a 4.50 ERA.
So Okuda facing his first hitter, Johnny Casagnosi, the second baseman, as he taps the first one foul back in front of the screen.
Not fantastic numbers for Okuda on the year, but certainly not the worst. Certainly being thrown into a pretty bad situation here in this one.
Gets ahead of the first hitter, 0-1. He sets and delivers the southpaw, bounces the second offering in the dirt, as Connor does a nice job of blocking the ball, keeping it in front of him. Again, the situation here, bases loaded. It is Thomas Frick at third, Soretti at second, and Centracchio at first base. The latter two reaching on walks. Frick reached on a single earlier in the inning. Here is the 1-1 to Castagno. He sees it in. That is behind him, actually, for a ball. Kind of just had to turn around because he couldn't even see where that pitch was going.
It's a very low delivery for Okuda. He's sort of a sidearm type action as he has that left arm free in his pre-pitch stance, sort of a daring figure staring you down on the mound when he pitches.
Okuda facing the right-hander Casagnosi. He kicks and delivers another bouncer that only went about 50 feet. And it scoots up the third base line, and catcher Hunter goes over to retrieve it. So now you're a pitch away from walking in another run.
Yeah, we talked about that Virginia Tech bullpen being really good. Definitely have not shown that here today. I don't know what's going on, but a really shaky performance out of both the left-handers out of the pen so far.
Well, historically, if you look at the last few years for this program, the bullpen has been one of the weak spots. As Okuda gets set to deliver a 3-1, it is way off the mark and gets to the backstop for ball 4. And with that, Thomas Frick will come around to score and make it a 6-1 ball game.
Yeah, this inning right now sort of has the feeling as though Virginia Tech is not able to find the zone, and it just has one of those feelings that UNC could blow it wide open here.
The third consecutive walk issued by Hokies pitchers, and then in this inning there have been 4 free passes. Quite a stark contrast from the previous inning in which starter Hayden Alford set down the UNC lineup, 3 up, 3 down on all swinging strikeouts. Here's a swing and a miss from the first batter, Jake Holtzapfel, the designated hitter. UNC 1 batter away from batting around this inning. Holtzapfel just throwing himself out of his boots, and he'll head over to have a chat with his head coach and third base coach, Scott Forbes.
Certainly seems that Okuda is sort of the junk ball pitcher type. Has not thrown a fastball here. It's been all breaking balls, change-ups so far from the lefty. Not many of them have been able to find the strike zone, though. UNC has been ahead in the count for both of the left-handers out of the pen for Virginia Tech so far in just about every at-bat.
Another right-handed hitter, Holtzapfel, comes into the box. Sees the 1-0 from Okuda again. It's bounced. Another breaking ball in the dirt. Now 2-0. And for Okuda, he has thrown 6 pitches, now 7 rather, only 2 of which have been in the zone.
Yeah, like we said, this pen so far, Virginia Tech has not been able to find the strike zone very often. Really a bad start to the bullpen action.
Here is a 2-0 from Okuda. It is finally in there for a strike. He manages to get the call at the upper portion of the zone, 2-1.
That was the fastest, hardest thrown pitch that Okuda has thrown thus far, and it only came in at 78 miles per hour.
Wonder maybe if he's just trying to fool these UNC hitters with the off-speed stuff. Here's the 2-1, swung on and fouled back to the screen, make it 2-2. So now he's starting to get in the groove here as Holtzapfel's
definitely ahead on that one. Maybe it's starting to work here, the strategy for Okuda.
He sets at the rubber. Now delivers the 2-2, again off the plate. Now 3-2, full count. 4 runs in the inning so far for UNC, and Tech certainly far from out of it.
Yeah, still a lot of ball game left to go. over half of the game left to be played here. Virginia Tech certainly not out of this thing with their offense.
That one is off the plate. I'll make it a 3-2 count.
Cota still not being able to consistently find that zone here in this one.
Beg your pardon there, the previous pitch was a 2-2 pitch, so that will make it a full count now. 3-2 to the DH Holtzapfel. 0 for 1 with a sac fly on the evening. Here is the payoff pitch. It is in there for strike 3 called, and a huge strikeout for Ryan Okuda.
Okuda just laid that one in there really for Holtzapfel, not able to pull the trigger. It was a 78-mile-an-hour pitch right down the middle, gets him looking. Okuda had to work back in that one after he fell behind, but did it nicely to bring us 2 outs here.
So with that, the 9-hole hitter Matt Corvath, who started off this inning with a backward strikeout, comes back to the dish to bat for the second time. He swings and takes a big cut, but comes up empty. First pitch, 0-1.
Every swing and miss for North Carolina against Okuda, they have been way out in front of his pitches, so the junk ball mentality is certainly working a little bit here for Okuda.
Corvath with really poor numbers in the year, only batting .053. The 0-1 just off the plate again. We see that tight zone from Everett. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Corvath was the 11th best shortstop in the country out of high school. A very highly recruited kid here for Coach Forbes in North Carolina. Played at IMG Academy.
Here is a fly ball skied high to left field. Tanner Thompson is camped out under it, and he makes the grab for out number 3. Mercifully, the inning comes to an end for the Hokies, but not before UNC strikes. For 4 runs on 2 hits, there was an error, 3 men left on base. A huge inning highlighted by the 3-run homer by Caleb Roberts, his second of the game. Hokies with some work to do with the bats as we go bottom 5 here from English Field at Union Park. UNC leads 6-1. Back here at English Field, a pitching change for the Tar Heels now into the game for UNC. Sean Rapp, the left-hander, 6'2" freshman, a situational player into the game for UNC.
Yeah, Sean Rapp making his 4th appearance, but has only pitched an inning in the 3rd on the year, has struck out 3 batters, no earned runs so far.
First pitch is in there for strike 1 called to Gavin Cross with runners at 1st and 2nd. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Hokies trail 6-1.
Although I do not see anybody warming up in that UNC bullpen, so they may be thinking about keeping him in a little longer in this one. Has been a matchup guy so far this year.
Lefty on lefty situation here. Cross at the dish. He sees the 0-1 in there. No, actually low rather for ball 1. So even the count.
Sean Rapp, the left-hander out of Midham, New Jersey. Second-year freshman, COVID freshman, stands at 6'2", 195 pounds.
He sets on the rubber at the belt. Now winds, kicks, and delivers. The 1-1, it is swung and tapped foul off across his body and bounces away, make it 1-2.
Shelton, I believe that ball bounced off the plate and came back up and hit him in the helmet. That was close to being a dangerous situation there for Gavin Cross.
Always dangerous when you swing so hard and never know where the ball can ricochet. Thankfully didn't hit any critical extremity. Here's the 1-2 to Cross. He's going to line one over the outstretched arms of the first baseman, Chintracchio. That's down for a base hit. It gets down into the corner. Coming around to score is Fritz Ginther. And going to third base on the double is Jack Hurley. It is a RBI double for Gavin Cross, and the Hokies all of a sudden have a bit of a rally going.
Yeah, Gavin Cross able to get on top of that second pitch he sees from Sean Rapp down the first baseline, A nice piece of hitting there from the Hokies 2-hole hitter.
He just reached out and smacked that one into right field as Caleb Roberts had to go all the way to the corner to retrieve it. So now runners at second and third for Tech with a run in. Cross at second, Hurley standing at third. He reached on a base on balls. On a big spot here for TJ Rumfeld, the big hitter in this lineup. First pitch is just inside for ball 1.
Very good situation for Virginia Tech trying to climb back into this one. You know, if you can sort of chip away at this lead by UNC, although in this situation you can really do some damage with runners on second and third with no outs.
Certainly the tight strike zone from Everett works to your advantage in this situation. Here is the 1-0 to Rumfield. It's swung on and smacked foul down the third baseline as Coach Sheff had to juke to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, snuck in between Hurley and Schiff down there at the third baseline. Rumfield looked ready for that pitch there. Really was on top of it, just fouled it off.
Again, they're the left-hander standing in the box with a very powerful, imposing frame. Here is the pitch, and it's high for ball 2. Couldn't locate the fastball there, so all of a sudden now, pitcher Rapp having some location issues.
And we've got some action here in the UNC bullpen. Looks like a right-hander warming up out there for the Tar Heels, as Rapp has come in and not done his job thus far as the situational guy.
Hokies out hitting the Tar Heels 7-4 on the afternoon. Here is the 2-1 pitch. It's low again. This time it's ball 3.
Man, that tight strike zone, we sort of saw in the 4th and 5th inning there, Danny Everett sort of get away from that tightness of the strike zone, sort of go all over the place, but now it certainly looks like he's forcing these pitchers to really throw it in there.
Some shouts of displeasure from the UNC dugout. They are none too pleased with the calls, but to be fair, it has been called very tightly both ways. Can't complain about the consistency. Here is the 3-1. It is tapped slowly foul. Thankfully for the Hokies, it'll get out of play and make it a full count.
Not a great 3-1 swing there from Rumfield. You sort of like to see him swinging the better pitch there on 3-1. Probably was a ball and sort of put you in a bad situation here if you're Rumfield.
Well, the thing was, he really didn't swing hard at all. You know the old adage, swing hard in case you hit it. And that was a very unsure swing there from Rumfield. Very experienced hitter. Here is the payoff pitch from Rapp to TJ Rumfield. He delivers. It is swung on line right up the middle for a base hit. Coming in to score is Jack Hurley, and they will hold the runner cross at third base. Tech has a rally going, a corner situation with 1 out, and they score another run. It's 6-3.
Yeah, TJ Rumfield, the transfer from Texas Tech, has been clutch all season for Virginia Tech. Came into this one batting .375 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Adds to his RBI total on that one to bring the Hokies within 3 of the Tar Heels.
For Rumfield on the season now, that will be RBI number 8 and hit number 10. So another meeting of the minds here on the mound for UNC. It appears that we will have another pitching change for the Tar Heels. So the Hokies are not going quietly into the night. They force UNC to go to the bullpen once again, and we'll tell you who it is after the end of this break. 6-3 the score. Hokies trying to get a rally going here. Bottom of the 5th. Back in just a moment here on 3304 Sports. The new pitcher into the game for the Tar Heels is Nick Pry, a sophomore right-hander, 6'1", out of Pinehurst, North Carolina. Cota, who, needless to say, has been very unhittable all season long.
Yeah, he's their most high-leverage guy out of the bullpen for UNC. He's pitched 6 innings in just 6 games so far for the Tar Heels, making his 4th appearance on the year. Has allowed just 3 hits and 11 strikeouts in 6 innings. Is a very, very good number and has not given up an earned run this year.
Well, the hitter at the plate for the Hokies is Kevin Madden, the third baseman. First pitch is well wide, ball 1 on the first offering. Madden on the evening is 0 for 2. You're thinking he's due for a hit here. He grounded into a hard luck double play, 6-4-3 first inning. Third inning struck out swinging. Looking for some better luck this time around. Here's the 1-0 swung and a big cut, but Madden comes up empty. He was really nowhere close to that one on the breaking ball, 0-2.
It was a very clean-up hitter-ish swing there for Kevin Madden, really going for the fences here with no real care in the world, sort of a careless swing, not able to make contact because that ball was really low in the dirt.
Beg your pardon, the count is 1-1 to number 26 as he sees the pitch from Pry. He sets and delivers, and another lunging swing from Madden, just nowhere close to making contact with the ball. That pitch was well off the plate, but he decided to swing at it, and now it's 1-2.
Yeah, Kevin Madden trying to redeem himself from hitting into a double plate in the first inning. Definitely swinging for just about anything he wants here in this one.
And Pry gets the signal from his catcher. Stands tall, delivers the 1-2. It's swung on, and it's going to be a foul ball. Actually, somehow it tapped the home plate first and somehow made its way all the way to the second baseman, Castagnosi. but that was a foul ball, so we'll do it all over again.
Very, very fortunate there for Virginia Tech and Kevin Madden that ball hit the plate, because that would have no doubt been a double play to Castagnosi there. Just a really tough break for you if you're UNC, but a good break if you're the Hokies.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. The backspin on that ball required to hit the plate and then bounce all the way out to second base is pretty spectacular. Just shows you the power from Madden there. Here is the 1-2 to Madden. It is bounced about 50 feet in the dirt, and now 2-2.
Kevin Madden, the first cousin of NFL quarterback Joe Flacco. Little fun fact there about Kevin Madden.
Certainly comes from a very athletic family. Nice to have a NFL quarterback as a first cousin. Here's the 2-2. Again, it's bounced in the dirt, and Madden didn't even have to think about swinging as he sees that one in travel maybe 55 feet well off the plate. Outfield playing at regular depth. Same for the infield. First baseman for the Tar Heels, Centracchio, is over at first, keeping the runner Rumfield at first base honest. Here is the 2-2. It's swung on line in to left field for a base hit. Coming around to score is Gavin Cross. And the Hokies have cut what was a 5-run lead for the Tar Heels to now just 2. A base knock for Kevin Madden, and the rally is continuing.
You mentioned Kevin Madden trying to redeem himself from hitting into a double play earlier, able to do that. A very hard hit line drive in between the third baseman and shortstop there. Virginia Tech is in business now, no out still in the top or the bottom of this 5th inning.
Well, the heart of the order coming up for the Hokies now, Tanner Thomas in the 5 spot. 1 for 2 with a double and a caught stealing on the evening. And the Hokies really have something going right here. TJ Rumfield is at second base. It's Madden at first. And right now, it's the old saying, keep the line moving. That's what the Hokies have to do. 6-4 is the score now. They have 3 hits in this game. They're actually out hitting the Tar Heels 9-4. The problem really for Tech pitching-wise has just been the walks and the free batters they've allowed to get on base all game long.
Yeah, Virginia Tech has really hit the ball well. Lined into a double play earlier, hit into a couple. So just some unfortunate situations that have plagued the Hokies from the offensive end. But it has been a pretty solid game offensively for Virginia Tech.
Pry on the mound. He delivers the first pitch to Thomas. It sails low. Ball 1. Pry really just having trouble locating that fastball. It's been a tough night for him. Obviously, he's not given up a run all season. That will continue right now because he's not responsible for the previous 2 runners on base, although he is responsible for Madden. But he's been very effective all season long. This is pretty uncharacteristic.
Yeah, that with Madden driving in that run, that was the 2nd earned run by the UNC bullpen the entire season. So.
Big swing and a miss there from Tanner Thomas, even the count at 1 apiece.
If you're Virginia Tech, this is an ideal situation. You want your 5th-year senior, your most experienced guy in your lineup, Tanner Thomas, coming to the plate, trying to put this team on his back right now.
Thomas, the left-hander, standing at the dish. Pretty close towards the catcher. The 1-1, another big cut, and Thomas comes up empty.
Thomas just not able to catch up with that breaking ball. It ended up in the dirt there. Nice pitch from Nick Pry.
Now 1-2 the count. Hokies in this inning with 4 hits. It's the most they've had in any single inning in this contest. Trying to keep the rally going. Here is the 1-2 from Pry to Thomas. He delivers, and it's again a breaking ball diving towards the plate. Even the count 2-2.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, as you mentioned, have now doubled up UNC hit-wise. 9-4 in that category. Just untimely base running and fielding errors for Virginia Tech, and this one has plagued them.
Certainly credit the fans here in attendance still at English Field. Some have left, but those brave troopers are still staying. Salute to them. Here is a high fly ball skied to left field. Camped out under it is Angel Zarate. He makes the grab, easy can of corn there for out number 2, and the runners will retreat back to their bases.
Yeah, even though he not able to plate a runner there, Tanner Thomas with a good at-bat, really working Nick Pry on that one. And that will send Jonah Seegers to the line, to the plate. Somebody who's not had a great year with the bat so far, but could really make up for it here.
Yeah, hoping for some better luck. He got nailed by a pitch right on the elbow in the second inning. And in the fourth, he grounded out to the second baseman, Castagnosi, trying to reach for the first time. With the hit, that is. First pitch just off the plate, ball 1.
Good take there by Seegers. Really knows the strike zone by Danny Everett here. I think all players have sort of become accustomed to leaving that pitch out and away.
Seegers on the year came in with a 143 average. Not a guy that hits for really any sort of power, but you'd love a base knock at the very least. Here's the 1-0 delivery. It's swung on and missed for strike 1.
Big swing there from Seegers. Really swinging for the fences, as they would say on that one, trying to do some damage. Not able to connect.
Virginia Tech, by the way, trying to beat UNC in a best 2 out of 3 series for the first time in school history. A win tonight would certainly help. Here's the 1-1 to Seegers. Another cut and a miss on a ball diving away from the plate. It's 1-2.
The Hokie hitters had done a pretty good job laying off that low and away breaking ball so far until Seegers here chased the past 2 that were in that zone.
I think you're seeing that Pry's filthy stuff is really starting to manifest itself as he's got some really good breaking stuff. Hokies have been fooled these last couple at-bats. Here's a 1-2 to Seegers. Another swing and a miss, and that was almost a deja vu from the previous strike, as there is now 2 outs in the inning. Seegers is set down.
Yeah, through Seegers, the exact same pitch 3 times there in that at-bat. Swing and a miss all 3 times from Seegers there for Virginia Tech.
And you know, it's easy from the perspective of a fan to say, well, why don't you just lay off? But the reason it's so hard to lay off is because the action is so late, diving away just at the last second. That's, why it's so effective when you have a good off-speed stuff that can sort of change speeds at the last minute.
Yeah, that pitch, it really does look like it's going to be in the zone until really 50 feet of that pitch looks like it's going to be in the zone. And that last 10 feet, it breaks on you. It really is really hard to lay off of. Only the best hitters in the world are able to lay off that, especially 3 times in a row.
Well, same situation as before. It's Kevin Mann at first, TJ Rumfeld at second. Hokies trail 6-4, trying to continue this rally. They've scored 3 in the inning. First pitch is off the plate for ball 1, as Tanner Schobel, the hitter, did a good job of checking up in a swing. Schobel has reached both times today, first via the single and second in the 4th inning via a walk.
Tanner Schobel, an in-state recruit here for the Hokies out of Williamsburg, Virginia, has produced so far.
Then this pitch gets away, and that will allow the runners to go over and advance a base. As Kevin Madden scampers over to second, Rumfeld to third, and that's big right now because now a single could get you 2 runs.
Yeah, a big pass ball there by the catcher, Frick. I don't know if they're going to charge a wild pitch there or a pass ball. Looking at the replay, it looks like it's going to be a pass ball there. Frick just not able to catch up with the breaking ball there.
Yeah, we've seen Frick had a lot of struggles today. Not so much in the last couple innings, but you figure part of that might be the shadows. But he still had a really tough time just securing those balls. That should be his second pass ball of the evening. Here is the 1-0 to Tanner Schobel, and he sees it in. That's going to be a strike. You thought that was kind of tailing away, but it just manages to find the upper portion of the zone.
That last pitch there, Frick, it almost looks like he was crossed up, not expecting that pitch to break there. Looked like he had set up for the fastball and got something different. So a little wacky sequence there for the UNC.
The 2-1 to the 7-hitter Tanner Schobel. Swung on and missed. We've seen a lot of really big cuts from the Hokie hitters, but they have come up completely empty.
Yeah, that was a big swing and miss there from Schobel. Really pulled that head, was looking towards third base, and I'm sure that's what third base coach is telling him over there. That's what Chef's telling him. You were looking at me, not the pitcher.
Now the 2-2. Pry trying to get out of the jam. He kicks and delivers. It is lined to center field. Going back is the center fielder Thompson. How far back does he make the catch? It is off the wall. 2 runs will score, and over to his third is going Schobel. He slides in safely. It's a 2-run triple for Tanner Schobel, and this game is tied.
Wow, Tanner Schobel mentioned he had the most RBIs on the team coming into this day. The freshman from Williamsburg, Virginia, able to get 2 more RBIs, push his season total to 12. And the Hokies have come all the way back in the bottom of this 5th inning on the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. You thought that the Hokies were down and out after giving up 4 runs in the top of this inning. They come all the way back to score 5 in this frame off one of the best relief pitchers in the country. And with that, we should get another pitching change here for the Tar Heels. But, Cota, how about this? I mean, you look at what Tech was facing. They come into this frame down 6-1. You think, well, you just mail it in and try to get them next time. But this team just has no quit in. They put together some really good at-bats against, again, one of the top relievers in Division I baseball.
Yeah, we talked about chipping away, Shelton, but instead of chipping away, Virginia Tech says, give me all of those runs back now. Puts up a 5 spot here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now in this 5th inning, that is the 9th run scored by both of these teams combined. They're really starting to find their footing offensively. It doesn't look like we will get the pitching change here. They're going to leave Pry in. But Virginia Tech is really rolling on all cylinders on offense now. I believe after Cade Hunter, if he's able to reach base, they will have batted around.
Indeed, Cade Hunter, the catcher, stepping up to the plate for the 3rd time today, first time in this inning. Fritz Ginther really got this rally started with that single to lead off. You wouldn't expect a ton of offense from the 9-hole hitter, but that's been the catalyst for the Hokies. Still a chance to take the lead. You never want to settle for runs. First pitch is going to be in there for strike 1 called as Hunter checked his swing. Didn't matter anyway, as it was in there for strike 1.
Virginia Tech really pouring on the runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Great hitting on display for the Hokies.
Here's the 0-1. It is smacked high, deep to right field. Is that ball gone? Yes, it is! It's a 2-run homer for Cade Hunter, and he sends the Hokies to the lead.
Whip out that hammer, Cade Hunter.
Rounding third base is Cade Hunter, and he can step on home plate. He's going to smack that sledgehammer head down.
He just absolutely tattooed that ball. As a matter of fact, the right fielder, Caleb Roberts, could do nothing but stand there, watch it go over his head. That might have been near that roundabout out there behind the right field fence. Just an absolute blast from the catcher there for Virginia Tech. He knew it as soon as he hit that thing. A nice little bat flip over his head.
For Cade Hunter, it's his 3rd homer of the season, RBIs number 6 and 7, as he lifts Virginia Tech to an improbable lead, 8-6. If you left this game in the top of the 5th, well, shame on you, because you missed quite the bottom of the inning. 7 runs in this frame for the Hokies, and they're still going to work.
Yeah, just an offensive masterpiece from Virginia Tech so far in the bottom of this 5th inning. They now have 11 hits to UNC's 4 in this game.
First pitch to Fritz Ginther is in there for strike 1. And really, Ginther, as I mentioned previously, was the guy who got this rally started. You wouldn't think just an innocent single over to right center field. There's a swing and a miss from Ginther, make it 0-2. But I don't know, Cota, who could have expected this when you're facing a team that has a bullpen that's almost unhittable? You score 7 runs, that's pretty amazing.
Yes. Now 7 runs in the bottom of this 5th inning. How about 5 charged to the UNC bullpen that had given up 1 the entire year so far?
Also commend Hunter for what was quite an impressive bat flip after he just smacked that one. I mean, he knew from the second that ball was gone.
Yeah, tattooed that ball over the right field fence.
Pitch is low and away this time for ball 1. Make it 1-2.
Ginther was the man that started this bottom of the 5th inning for Virginia Tech, the man that started this rally with a single in the first man up they sent to the line here in the 5th.
Swing and a miss for Ginther, and mercifully, the inning will come to an end for the Tar Heels. But the Hokies strike for 7 runs on 6 hits, highlighted by the 2-run homer from Cade Hunter, putting Virginia Tech in the lead 8-6. We go to the top of the 6th after 11 runs in the 5th. Virginia Tech leading by 2. We'll get you back here to English Field in just a moment as you are listening to 3304 Sports. We welcome you back here to English Field at Union Bank Park. Virginia Tech with one of their biggest offensive explosions in any inning this season. They strike for 7 runs on 6 hits against the impenetrable, or so we thought, UNC bullpen. Another pitching change in for the Hokies now. Jason Hurd gets the ball for Coach Sheff as he's now on the mound for VT in relief.
Yeah, Hurd's gone 3 2/3 innings so far this year, giving up 3 hits, struck out 7 batters, and has not given up an earned run. He will be following a stellar bottom half of the inning for the Virginia Tech offense in that one.
First pitch from Hurd is going to be swung on and hit right to Kevin Madden over at third base as he flips one to the first baseman. That was Cross, who had to go into the dirt to make a scoop there, but he manages to corral the feed. Out number 1 is recorded.
A good play there by Kevin Madden. He was playing up a little bit there on the lefty. Really good job getting down low to get that ball and come up firing to Gavin Cross. Avenges that error he made in the first inning.
Yeah, that was only the second error of the season for Madden. A very rare occurrence. Usually sure-handed over there at the hot corner. First pitch is a strike to Justice Thompson, batting in the 2 spot. Although the Hokies have limited him very much so in this game, 0-3 rather, with 2 strikeouts. Reached on an error back in the, was it 5th inning?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, Justice Thompson is you got to think, come into every game with a target on his back, as he has put the rest of the ACC on notice, and Virginia Tech has done a very good job today keeping him in check.
This time a high strike called to Thompson as he sees it in all the way. So you do exactly what you want to do, just stay even in the count and make it 1-2.
Hokies have done a fabulous job keeping him under control today. As we mentioned before the game, one of the better hitters in the entire country.
Here's a 1-2 from Hurd, swung on and missed on a ball diving towards the plate as Thompson is set down for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, Thompson just looks out of rhythm here today as these Virginia Tech hitters have not given him hardly anything in the zone, and he has chased almost every pitch they've thrown out and away.
That brings up Caleb Roberts, the right fielder. Of course, this is a guy that the Hokie fans have really been worrying about this game. He has 2 home runs, including a 3-run bomb back in the 5th inning. He's reached base safely all 3 times. Got hit by a pitch in the first, as the first offering from Hurd is low in the dirt and actually gets over to the backstop right to the legs of the catcher, Kate Hunter.
Shelton, it actually looked like that was a pretty good pitch at knee level there to Roberts. Kate Hunter just missed it, and another pitch you got to wonder would have been called a strike if it was called.
Here's the 1-0. This time it's just off the outer edge of the plate. That's a tough call there. You thought you might get the call, but again, that's just the way it's been. Very tight zone for home plate umpire Danny Everett. Make it 2-0.
Very, very tight zone here in this one.
Another pitch that just missed. Make it 3-0. That's just so tough. You know, as a pitcher, you know you're not going to get every call. You just want it to be called consistently, but you'd certainly like to get some of these borderline calls.
Yeah, it's definitely a frustrating night to be a pitcher with a home plate umpire like that. But then when you look at it on the flip side, the hitters love it. They can really find a pitch that they like and drive it.
Swung on and missed. A big cut there from Roberts. He came up with nothing. 3-1.
Yeah, surprised there. They gave Roberts the green light on 3-0. He got a good pitch to hit, just way ahead of it there.
Hurd in a standstill. He will call time as the hitter Roberts will call time as Hurd took quite a while to get the set in from the catcher Hunter.
Yeah, Hurd works at a little different pace than we've seen here all day. A slower worker off the mound.
The right-hander kicks and delivers. That pitch is in there for strike 2. So now, despite the tough calls, he's really battled back to get this to a payoff pitch.
Jason Hurd has been solid all year for Virginia Tech. Has not allowed an earned run so far.
Here is the full count offering from Hurd to Roberts. He delivers, and it's right down the middle for strike 3 called as the Hokies get out of the inning. Just like that, Jason Hurd comes in and does exactly what he wants to do, gets the Hokies back in the dugout quickly, and they will bat when we come back for the bottom of the 6th inning. You are listening to 3304 Sports Hokies with a 2-run lead over the Tar Heels, 8-6. Hokies with a 2-run lead over UNC, 8-6, as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. And leading things off for us, it will be Jack Hurley, the leadoff hitter, to start things off in the bottom of 6.
UNC does have a new pitcher in the game. It'll be left-hander Caden O'Brien. making the relief appearance here today. O'Brien on the season has 1 2/3 innings pitched, given up 1 hit, struck out 1 batter, and has given up 0 earned runs so far.
First pitch is a strike to Hurley, who is on the afternoon 1 for 2 with an RBI and a base on balls. Stepping in the box as a left-handed hitter, facing off against the lefty O'Brien. Next pitch is away for a ball.
Yeah, Hurley, came in today hitting .214, not your average, for a leadoff hitter, but he has certainly been solid here today.
Next pitch just a hair inside, make it 2-1.
He's found ways to get on so far in this one.
It's been a very tight zone all night for both teams. Here's the 2-1 from O'Brien. It is launched to deep right center field. Does it have enough? Going back is the right fielder, Roberts. He does not have any room. That ball is gone. It's a leadoff solo homer for Jack Hurley, and the Hokies are bringing the bats here today.
Yeah, Jack Hurley jumps all over that fastball there from O'Brien, sends it right over the right fielder, Roberts' head, right beside the scoreboard out there in right field. Virginia Tech jumps up now 9-6 over UNC.
And for Jack Hurley, his first home run of the season, of course, his first homer of his Virginia Tech career and his first RBI. So a pretty awesome way to get on the score sheet for the first time in your collegiate career with a solo home run against one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, Hurley showing a little flash of power there out of the one hole for Virginia Tech.
Here's another drive. That's right down the right field line, and it is down for a base hit to the wall. It is retrieved in by the right fielder, Roberts. He gets it in, and sliding in with a stand-up double is Gavin Cross.
Yeah, Gavin Cross continuing the barrage of Virginia Tech offense, as that will be their 13th hit of the game. Virginia Tech, that magic number of 9 that they have been able to hit so much this season.
Gavin Cross now with doubles in consecutive innings. He is 3 for 4. And that'll bring up Rumfeld again. Rumfeld reached on a single back in the 5th. First pitch, diving down for ball 1.
There's an old baseball saying, Shelton, that hitting is contagious, and that has certainly been the case for Virginia Tech here in the 5th and 6th innings in this one, as they have just every single batter almost that has come to the plate has reached on a hit.
Throughout the course of a baseball season, there are going to be days where you don't have your A game. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. As there's a liner up the middle, it is snared by the shortstop. Playing over at second base was Danny Soretti. He fires over to first base to record the out on the shift. So that will retire Rumfield, but scooting over to third base is Cross. The Hokies have a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, even though he did get thrown out on that play, good at bat there for Rumfield, is able to advance the runner to third base, and Coach John Sheffield certainly take that.
But the point I was making was, there being sometimes you don't have your best stuff, and sometimes where the ball just doesn't fall your way. It's not like Tech has just gotten runs through bloops and cheap singles. I mean, they've been mashing the ball.
They have hit the ball hard today here, Shelton, for sure.
Swing and miss on the first pitch to Kevin Madden in the 5th inning. He hit a single. Madden with 1 out and a runner at third. That is Gavin Cross trying to drive in another run for the Hokies, get some insurance. Madden will line one right up the middle, back where it came from, a seeing eye single and an RBI for the Hokies third baseman. As coming around to score is Gavin Cross. It is a 10-6 lead for the Hokies.
And with that hit, Virginia Tech is sort of starting to reverse the roles here. It was UNC that built up an early 6-1 lead. Now Virginia Tech pushes their lead to 10-6. Virginia Tech, that bench is happy. They go up on the number 25th team in the country, 10-6.
That'll bring up Tanner Thomas. Right now, talk about hitting is contagious. It's a fever right now all across the Virginia Tech lineup. Trying to get the numbers for the last 2 innings now. They've scored 9 runs total for 14 hits. As the first one is fouled away by Thomas over the left field side.
Tanner Thomas was all over that one. He was swinging for the fences there. Certainly a swing with intent to do damage by Tanner Thomas.
Looking at the pitching totals for UNC. Austin Love went 4 innings, though he did pitch into the 5th. He did not record a batter in that inning. He gave up 3 runs. As Thomas sees the 0-1, diving low for a ball. Now, Sean Rapp came in relief of Love. He gave up 2 runs, did not retire a single batter. Nick Pry was charged for 3 runs, and now Caden O'Brien charged for 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. So a Tar Heel bullpen that we thought was impenetrable has been anything but in this game.
Yes, Shelton. It's just the way baseball works sometimes. When it's not your night, it's not your night. And, for Virginia Tech, it has certainly been their night, and the UNC bullpen has struggled.
And the previous offering to Thomas was, again, low for a ball, 2-1 to the left-handed hitter. With Madden at first base. This one, it's in for a strike. And we've seen a lot of calls in the upper half of the zone. That's where UNC is generally like to pitch the ball. They've had a lot of success up there. But Tech has done a good job of getting on top of the baseball, and as a result, they've hit now 2 home runs in this contest. The 2-2 to Thomas, and it gets through the legs of the catcher. That just went right through his wickets, and with that, Madden will scamper over to second base.
Yeah, Thomas Frick, has had one of the worst days for a catcher I've seen in recent memory. He just has allowed several pass balls here. That's about the 5th or 6th ball that he's allowed to go to the back screen.
And certainly you can't fault the Shadows for that because it is nighttime here at English Field. The lights are on as Thomas gets set for a 3-2, and before that, O'Brien will step off the rubber. Now, 9 pitches for O'Brien, 6 strikes, but he's been hit really hard. Madden at second. Here's the 3-2, swung on and missed on a ball tailing down towards the plate, and that will be the first strikeout for O'Brien.
Really good 3-2 pitch there to O'Brien. Gets Tanner Thomas swinging out of his shoes to try to connect there. A nice way to fight back there in that count for O'Brien.
Seegers will be the hitter, the right fielder, trying to make amends for his previous 2 at-bats. Again, he got hit really hard in the elbow by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Ground out to second in the 4th and struck out swinging in the 5th. First pitch is away for ball 1. Trying to get the numbers here, but by my count, the Hokies have 9 hits in the last 2 innings combined.
Offensive barrage has been on for Virginia Tech these past 2 innings. Just masterful at-bats.
Here's a 1-0. It gets off the catcher again, off of his thigh pads, and it will get away from him. Going over to third base is Madden, so he will advance twice on what you would think is another pass ball.
Yeah, Frick actually did a decent job of getting down and trying to block that one. It just, I'm going to assume hit off the heel of that catcher's mitten and bounced towards the UNC dugout.
No, they will call that one a wild pitch for now. So either way, Madden's standing on third base. Here's the delivery, and the pitch is in there for a strike call at 2-1.
That was a nice little pitch to get back in this count there from O'Brien. Slow hanging curveball.
The next offering, tails away, ball 3. So Seegers works ahead in the count. You'd really like to get this inning up to Tanner Schobel, knowing how well he's performed today. Just need one more hitter to reach. The 3-1 to Seegers. It's high for ball 4, and he draws the walk. He'll head over to first, and with that, they will get the inning to Tanner Schobel.
Yeah, Tanner Schobel, if you'll remember last inning, had that huge 2 RBI triple that tied the game. Really almost went deep there. Hit it to the deepest part of the park, center field, right near that 450 sign. Thompson was not able to chase it down, but Tanner Schobel has continued his fantastic freshman campaign so far.
Well, you can just sense the energy building here at Atlantic Union Bank Park, with the Hokies dugout making some noise, along with the fans in attendance, the ones that have remained here. Had a pretty good crowd today. This was the first game of the season in which fans were allowed to attend.
Very good attendance. Sort of felt like the world was back to some normalcy here.
Tanner Schobel at the dish. sees the first pitch sail high, ball one. Schobel on the day. He is 2 for 2 with a walk. Again, had that critical 2-run triple with 2 outs in the 5th inning that tied the game for the Hokies, giving way to the 2-run homer by Cade Hunter. Here's a 1-0. It is lined to the third baseman. He makes the grab. Corvath fires over to second base. They go the short way, and they record the out in time to retire the side. But the Hokies once again strike for more runs. This time they send 2 to cross the plate, and they lead 10-6. Hokies now trying to take down the North Carolina Tar Heels in this opening match of a 3-game ACC series. Back in just a moment here from English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park. You are listening to 3304 Sports. We welcome you back here to Blacksburg, Virginia. Hokies with a 10-6 lead over the visiting North Carolina Tar Heels. And this is a pretty incredible stat here, Cota. Coming to this game, UNC had not given up more than 4 runs all season long, but tonight 10. Pretty impressive performance all around from the Hokies bats.
Yeah, the Hokies bats have been on fire tonight. They have recorded 14 hits in this game. That is certainly the most UNC has given up this year. Just an offensive masterpiece from Virginia Tech so far.
Jason Hurd still on the mound for the Hokies. The first pitch to the leadoff hitter, Thomas Frick, is swung on and missed for strike 1. Second offering just off the plate. Now ball 1, even the count.
You know, if you're Virginia Tech, you're obviously very happy with where you stand now, but you can't get comfortable because UNC certainly has shown that they can put up runs quickly as well.
Here's a ball tapped foul over towards the right side. Don't get out of play.
And with 3 frames still left to go in this one, UNC could certainly come back and make this interesting. They are not out of it by any means.
Frick at the plate where he is 1 for 2 with a walk. Scored a run back in the 4-run 5th inning for the Tar Heels. Guy who was really struggled at the plate all night trying to corral those pitches. And he swings and misses for strike 3. As Hurd gets the 7th inning started off on the right note as he sends Thomas Frick down with a swinging strikeout.
Yeah, Thomas Frick has not had a fantastic night behind the plate and really at the plate. Did have that one hit back in the 5th, but not been a great night for him so far.
Danny Seretti will be the hitter. He's reached on a walk twice today. First pitch is a strike.
Jason Hurd has been really good out of the bullpen here for Virginia Tech so far.
16 pitches, 11 strikes for Hurd. He kicks and delivers a liner right up the middle, corralled by the shortstop Ginther, and fires over to first base in time to record the out. 2 down now.
Yeah, they were shifted there. Ginther was back towards second base a little bit for Seretti, and the hit played right into the shift there for Virginia Tech. Nice play by Ginther over there.
So quickly, the Tar Heels find themselves with 2 outs, and really these past couple innings, it's been some pretty quick at-bats, as Hokies have really done a good job of getting outs quickly and getting their team back in the dugout. First pitch high, ball 1.
Virginia Tech's bullpen really settled down after that first couple of innings there. They were not stellar, but have really settled down here.
Brinson Tracchio at the dish sees the second offering all the way in for a called strike. Now 0-2 in the hole. Excuse me, 1-1 rather, the count. Third pitch is tailing inside, ball 2. This is certainly the relief performance you'd expect from the Hokies. Swung on and missed for strike 2. That was a big cut on a ball diving down the off-speed pitch in the dirt. And Centracchio came up empty.
Yeah, Jason Hurd so far in the season hadn't had a ton of innings, but certainly looking like he's going to get quite a few here today.
Here is the 2-2 from Hurd. It is just off the plate. It had some late action tailing away. Mentioned this before, but really the The bullpen had been the one weak spot for this Hokie baseball team the past few seasons. That was really what kept them from sort of getting to that next level. Here's the 2-2, swung on and fouled off over above the Hokies dugout, and it'll become a souvenir. But really, this season was the year that you thought that Virginia Tech had the pieces in the bullpen. You saw some flashes last year before the season got canceled. But really, if the Hokies can have a good bullpen this year, you figure that's going to help them a lot win those close games. Here's a 2-2. It is lined up the middle, and a diving attempt by the second baseman, Tanner Schobel. He comes up empty, tried to get it down, but it just trickled off his glove and into center field. That'll be a base knock for Centracchio.
I believe that was Ginther there, shifted on second base behind in shallow center field there. Really good effort, just not able to come up with that. I'm assuming that's going to be a hit. There's no way you can charge Ginther with an error on that, and it does go for a hit for North Carolina.
Always difficult to track where players are in today's game of baseball with the shifts that go on.
Yes, definitely, Shelton.
You just never know where a guy might be. I mean, you see sometimes you got 5-man infields. It's there's really no limit to how creative baseball coaches and managers can be in terms of shifting players.
It's amazing what analytics have done to really one of the oldest, more conservative games in the world.
First pitch from Hurd is going to be fouled over our heads and out of play. That'll be to Johnny Castagnosi, the second baseman. He is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Jason Hurd really giving Virginia Tech quality innings out of the pen after the first couple of guys they brought out struggled. He's been their go-to man here so far.
And he's not a guy that goes too long. He did pitch 2 innings against Miami back on Sunday. As this one is lined, that is down for a base hit right on the right field line, and it bounces fair just by a couple feet. That'll be a single for Castagnosi, and he reaches, and going over to third is Centracchio.
Just like we were saying, if you're Virginia Tech, you're happy but not comfortable. North Carolina showing some flashes here, really trying to get back into this one, and they've really been set up in business here with 2 outs.
Well, now runners at the corners. 2 outs for the Tar Heels. Jake Holtzapfel, the DH, is the hitter. Had a sac fly in the second inning, but in his last 2 plate appearances, he has struck out. First swinging, then looking. Trying to keep his team in this contest. First pitch, a big cut and a miss. As he just came up empty. He was looking to make it a 1-run game with that swing.
Yeah, Holtzapfel really pulled everything out of line there, trying to swing at that one. He really liked what he saw with that offering from Hurd, just not able to catch up with it. If you're Hurd, that's a good pitch, down low and away. Even if he does make contact, there's not much he can do with it.
Again, runners at the corners. Here's the 0-1 from Jason Hurd in his second inning of work. It's in there for strike 1 called.
That was one of those on the outside corner that has gone, really looked like has been a ball all night, but gets the call there from Danny Everett.
Hokie dugout and the fans in attendance really making some noise now, trying to rally their team to get out of this jam. Hurd with the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Hurd gets out of a big-time jam with a corner situation and 2 outs, and he sets down Holtzapfel on strikes. Holtzapfel, his 3rd strikeout of the evening. Hokies get out of a jam. They will head into the bottom of the 7th, leading UNT by 4 runs. We'll get you back in just a couple minutes here from English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park. Hokies with the 4-1 lead as you were listening to 3304 Sports. Kate Hunter will lead things off for the Hokies as we go bottom 7th here from English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park. Hokies with a 10-6 lead over the visiting Tar Heels of UNC. Tech coming to this one ranked 24th in the country. Tar Heels are 25th. First pitch to Hunter. Off the plate and gets away from the catcher, Frick, for ball 1.
Actually, Shelton, you know what? I do believe we have a catching change there from behind home plate. I've been seeing number 52 Frick. It does not look like that is who is back there now. So maybe UNC got a little fed up with the pass balls.
Yeah, I'll try to get a number on that. It does appear that there is a change, so it'll be, we'll see it right here. That's going to be,
I believe Eric Grintz might be our guy.
Grintz, the freshman out of Glenmore, Pennsylvania, 6'8", 185. Downington West High School. Next offering, just a smidgen off the plate. Make it a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Grants is a big catcher, like you said, at 6'5". The freshman getting some early ACC experience here.
Next pitch in there for a called strike. It's really interesting. Looking at this UNC roster, they have 3 catchers, at least 3 listed catchers on the team. Every single one is a freshman, so that's kind of a bit peculiar. You don't really see that too often. You just wonder about the roster balance there, how that came to be the case. Swing and miss there from Cade Hunter, and he's set down on strikes.
Yeah, and when you look at it, catcher is really a position in which you want a lot of experience. It's one of the most pressure-packed positions besides, obviously, the pitcher. But if you don't have a lot of experience as catcher, sometimes it can be hard to sort of command that infield. You know, the catcher is the sort of the quarterback of that infield. He's a situational guy that you turn to command everybody and to tell them what to do in between plays. And if you've got freshmen in there, you got to wonder if that affects things sometimes for North Carolina.
And we certainly don't know, the deeper context if there were some COVID opt-outs or guys transferring, but 3 freshman catchers is certainly quite odd. With that, Franz Ginther at the dish for the Hokies. Yeah, it is Ginther, rather. He is 1 for 2 on the evening. The freshman shortstop had a really good season last year, and the COVID-shortened season started as a freshman. His next pitch is away, ball 1.
Yeah, Ginther, I think he was one of those guys that they were real excited about coming out of high school. Started at shortstop in that short season last year for Virginia Tech as a true freshman. So they're really excited about Fritz.
He will bounce one to the first baseman, Centracchio, who has it, and he will do it himself, scamper over to first base and step on the bag to record the outs. But talking about Ginther, he started all 15 games last year, had 5 multi-hit games. He was a guy that came out of Kingston, New York. Comes from a very athletic family. His father was a professional BMX racer, a very good one at that. So, certainly an interesting background. It just shows you how well this team is recruiting. They're getting players from really all over the country.
Yeah, Ginther, one of the rare instances is what you see, started 5 years of high school baseball as an 8th grader. So he's obviously, by that metric, really good.
We'll go back to the leadoff hitter, Jack Hurley. Got the start in center field tonight. He had a home run back in the 6th inning. Put the Hokies up by 4 runs. There's a strike called to Hurley.
Virginia Tech sort of taking a step back here on offense, sort of slowed down a little bit here after the past 2 innings.
Next pitch is low. 2-0 the count. Hurley sees the next offering and takes a big cut on a pitch that was high in the zone. Nothing doing there, 2-1.
Yeah, it looks like O'Brien has certainly started to settle down a little bit in this one. Really pitching better, making better pitches so far in this inning.
Here's the 2-1 from O'Brien. Another swing and a miss as Jack Hurley was lunging for that one. That was actually a strike 2 pitch, so that will be a strikeout and end the inning for the Hokies. So they'll go into the top of the 8th, nursing a 4-run lead, trying to close this one out. 6 outs to get for the Hokies to take down the Tar Heels. Back in just a moment here from 3304 Sports. Jason Hurd still on the mound for the Hokies, and which you wouldn't quite call mop-up duty, as it's only a 4-run lead, but he is trying to preserve this lead as a late reliever and get his team with what would be certainly a critical win. Again, Virginia Tech has been dominated in this series all time against the Tar Heels. They are 78-27-2 is UNC against Virginia Tech all time, including 30-13 here in Blacksburg. So Tech trying to get a much-needed win against a ranked team and a team that historically they've had very little success against. As the first pitch is a swinging strike to the leadoff hitter, Matt Corvath.
Yeah, Virginia Tech here looking to close out the first game of this 3-game set, weekend set against North Carolina.
It's actually a pinch hitter. I beg your pardon. Clemente Inclán is pinch hitting for Corvath, who played third base tonight. As he sees a 1-1 count, next pitch was a ball.
I don't think Inclán has recorded any stats on the year so far.
But he's going to line one right there. That's a stat for you, as he just lines a single into right field. Over to retrieve it and get it back in is Seegers. So that'll be the first hit of the season for Clemente Inclán as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, if you're North Carolina, you got to love being able to stick a pinch hitter out there in this kind of situation that can get you on base. And now you send the top of your lineup back up with some really dangerous hitters. So if you're Virginia Tech, you got to start making some pitches here.
And that's got to be really disappointing for Coach Sheff. You just have to get those 9-hole hitters out, but they were not able to do so. Now you got the meat of the order coming up for UNC. It'll be Angel Zarate on the evening. Zarate is 1 for 3 with a walk. And the first pitch is a ball.
Virginia Tech has done a really nice job, with the exception of Roberts, limiting this top of this UNC order to not hardly anything in this game. So they've done a good job at that.
Next pitch, a called strike right down the middle. The fastball, Hurd gets it in there, even the count. Again, Inclán is runner at first. Nobody out here, top of the 8th. Hokies lead by 4. Madden playing well off the line over at third base. Infielders up the middle at regular depth. Next pitch bounces in the dirt, and good job by Hunter keeping the ball in front of him.
Nice at bat so far for Zarate, really laying off those low pitches in the dirt. Working this count here, working Hurd. High pitch count now for Hurd here for a reliever. He's up to 32 pitches, and there's some action in the Virginia Tech bullpen.
The next offering catches the top portion of the strike zone. For Hurd, this is not something he's really accustomed to. Again, we mentioned earlier he did pitch 2 innings of relief against the Hurricanes back on Sunday to close out that win. But right now, he's in his 3rd inning of work. So we'll see how long the leash is. Obviously depends on whether or not you can get the next couple batters out. Here's the 2-2 from Hurd to Zarate. He kicks and delivers. It's going to be lined up the middle, and that is through for a base hit into center field. Coming up to retrieve it is Jack Hurley. He fires the ball in quickly, keeping the runner Inclán at second base, and now it's a precarious situation for Tech. First and second, nobody out.
Yeah, if you're Virginia Tech, you got to start thinking: are you gonna how much longer you're gonna leave Hurd in there? You know, he's at 37 pitches now. This is the highest he's been at all season long. He looks like, from our perspective, he's starting to wear down a little bit, and now you have a very, very extra dangerous situation with Thompson coming up to the plate, who has been quiet today, but with a hitter like that, he's liable to explode at any point in time.
And it would seem that we may get a pitching change upcoming as Tech coach is out to the mound. Infielders converge. Is this just a pep talk, or will we get a change? We'll certainly find out in the coming moments. Tech obviously does have action in their bullpen. Hurd on the day so far, 37 pitches, 26 of which have been strikes. He's given up 4 hits in 2 innings of work, along with 4 strikeouts, has not walked a single batter, which certainly has to please Coach Sheff. You can give up hits, but you really cannot give free passes, and Hurd has not done that.
Yeah, Hurd has been solid out of the pen. He's been solid all year. He still does not given up an earned run so far, and he has continued that today. Just you got to wonder if he's starting to wear down a little bit here as his workload has picked up here today in his 3rd inning of work. So looks like they will keep him in for this one.
Indeed, it was just a pep talk, so Hurd will stay in the game. Runners at first and second, nobody out here. A critical situation with Justice Thompson, the red-hot hitting center fielder for the Tar Heels, though the Hokies have kept him in check today, as Cota mentioned before. 3 strikeouts on the evening. The only other time he came up to the plate, he reached on an error from the normally sure-handed Kevin Madden over at third base. First pitch to Thompson. It's in the dirt. Ball 1.
Yeah, Thompson, even though he has not had much success today, he's one of those guys that you cannot play around with. You cannot get up there thinking you're just going to get an easy out, because at any point in time he can hurt you and hurt you bad.
Thompson had a spectacular ACC debut last week against the Virginia Cavaliers in that Friday night game. Next pitch is right down the middle for a strike one. Whatever, I didn't swing at that. But first game against an ACC team for Thompson. Went 3 for 4 with a double, a homer, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. Also made a sliding catch in center field in the 4th inning. And one of those singles was a bunt single, had a hustle double. And really just all around had a spectacular game. Also made a big catch in the 9th to rob a home run. Next pitch is in there as Thompson checked his swing, but it was a called strike. Now ahead of the count is Hurd at 1-2.
Yeah, Thompson, a transfer from Northwest Florida Junior College, as you mentioned, had a great ACC debut, but has been fooled by some ACC pitchers here so far in this one.
Many fans in attendance here at English Field making noise on their feet as Thompson sees a 1-2 from Hurd. He delivers. It's swung on and tapped foul. He just got a piece of it to smack it towards the backstop.
Good piece of hitting there by Thompson. That's exactly what you want to do with a pitch like that. Stay on it long enough to get a piece of it and live to fight another day.
Again, Thompson 0 for 4. You're just wondering if you're UNC if he's due for a hit right here. In a 1-2 count, this will be the 42nd pitch from Jason Hurd. He sets on the rubber, delivers. It's tapped over the third base side. Kevin Madden comes in to retrieve it. It is a foul ball, evidently off the plate first, so we will do it all over again.
Yeah, Danny Everett's going to say that ball tipped the plate. Really hard to tell from our angle. You got to trust, obviously, the eyes of the umpire in that situation. And for Thompson, he will now go back and try it again.
So he spoils the pitch there. Hurd, by the way, you have to commend his accuracy. He's thrown 42 pitches, and 30 of them have been strikes. Tech had a lot of trouble in those middle innings trying to find command from their relievers. There's one inning where they had 4 walks, which led to 4 UNC runs in that top of the 5th. Since then, though, Hurd has really come in and set the tone. Here's the 1-2 to Justice Thompson. Hurd winds, and he delivers. It is smacked high, and will that stay in play? It's in play, and cannot make the catch. That Kevin Madden made a valiant effort there as he had to range back over to his right. He was trying to make a backhand attempt at that ball, but it just bounced a few feet away from him.
Yeah, it looked like Ginther and Madden were both over there chasing that one. Kevin Madden made a heck of an effort, made a play on it, just not able to get it there. Was in a bad position there with the ball over top of his shoulder, not able to fight back towards it. But another good job by Thompson here, staying in this.
So we will do it all over again. This will be the 5th pitch of the at-bat to Thompson, standing at the left side of the batter's box as a right-handed hitter. He calls time as Hurd was slow to get the pitch in.
Yeah, Hurd's been working pretty slow all night. That's about the 3rd or 4th time a UNC batter's called a timeout.
Here's the 1-2 from Hurd. Swung on a miss on a ball in the dirt, and Thompson cannot go anywhere as first base is occupied. A huge strikeout from Jason Hurd.
Thompson with his 4th strikeout of the night. He's now 0 for 5 overall. And for really one of the big guys you had to worry about for Virginia Tech, they have played him to perfection tonight.
Thompson almost reaching golden sombrero territory. He's got 4 strikeouts. Sombrero would be 5. It's just really funny how baseball works. You got a guy who's hitting 520 coming to the game, obviously small sample size, but you go 0 for 4, 0 for 5 rather with 4 strikeouts. It's really just a sport that's sometimes hard to explain. And with that, Jason Hurd has faced his final batter as he exits the mound to a well-deserved round of applause from the faithful in attendance here at English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park. We'll get you the final line on Hurd and the new Tech pitcher when we come back in just a moment here from 3304 Sports. Hokies with a 10-6 lead in the top of the 8th. On to the mound for the Hokies is their closer Shane Connolly. Cota. Connolly, a transfer from the Citadel, trying to close things out for Coach Sheff and Virginia Tech.
Yeah, he's made 3 saves so far in this season. He's pitched 6 2/3 innings, only given up 5 hits, struck out 4 batters, has not given up an earned run so far this year. The transfer portal has been good to Virginia Tech with this guy, Shane Connolly, coming in from the Citadel.
The left-hander delivers the first offering to Caleb Roberts. It is a strike one called when he gets ahead of the Heels 3-hole hitter. Roberts again had a great day. 2 home runs, hit by pitch, struck out in the 6th inning. That was the first time the Hokies have set him down all evening. The 0-1 from the southpaw Connolly.
Yeah, Roberts has been really one of the biggest crutches for Virginia Tech in this game with those 2 big home run shots over the right center field fence. Really been one of UNC's only sources of offense, even though they've put up 6 runs.
You thought that 3-run homer in the 5th inning might have been the deciding blow, but the Hokies had other ideas in mind as they came all the way back with 7 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Connolly, a transfer from the Citadel, a military school in South Carolina. He delivers the 1-1, well off the plate, tailing away 2-1.
Connolly taking a big step up in play from the Citadel coming into the ACC, but has made that transition pretty seamlessly as he has already recorded 3 saves on the season and has yet to give up a run.
And he was actually a starter at the Citadel before he was sort of pushed into the closer role here. Here's a line drive down the right field side that is just foul. Big break for the Hokies as the Tar Heels were hoping that one would stay in fair territory, but it did not as it just tailed away down the right side.
Yeah, lucky break there for Virginia Tech as that ball was very, very close to sneaking inside that foul line, putting some runs up on the board for North Carolina.
Coach Sheff, talking about Connolly, said he has 3 things that make him a great closer: his stuff, his experience, and his cold personality. All contribute to him being able to deliver in those clutch situations, as there's a swing and a miss for strike 3 as Caleb Roberts is set down on strikes for the 2nd consecutive time.
Yeah, good pitch there by Connolly. Really slowed it down there. 90-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle. Way ahead of it was Roberts. And if you're Virginia Tech, you got to love that sight.
So still runners at 1st and 2nd for UNC, but now with 2 outs, as the previous 2 hitters have both gone down swinging. The hitter will be Thomas Frick, or excuse me, rather the catcher. It's going to be Eric Grintz, who subbed in for Frick at the start of the inning. Swung on a miss on a ball in the dirt. He was all crossed up there.
Yeah, Grintz comes into today, has not recorded a batting average yet, batting 0, has 1 walk on the year. One of those freshman catchers that we alluded to earlier.
The 0-1 from Connolly. It's in there for a called strike just on that outer half of the plate as he really just painted the black there.
Yeah, one of those that could have gone either way all night, goes in favor of the Hokies.
Virginia Tech ranked for the first time since 2013. Trying to get what would be a very huge win. First step, though, is getting out of this jam. Time is called as Grint steps out of the box.
If there was anyone that you'd like to see up to the plate for Virginia Tech in this situation, it is Grintz. Not much experience. The freshman has not had much success offensively this year either, so this is the ideal situation for Virginia Tech.
Dugout and the crowd is making some noise, and a swing and a miss. Again, the Hokies get the strikeout. The last 3 batters of the inning for UNC go down swinging. Spectacular performance from both Hurd and Connolly in that top of the 8th inning, and Tech will go into the bottom of the 8th with a 4-run lead. Back in just a moment here from English Field at Union Park. You are listening to 3304 Sports. Back here for the bottom of the 8th inning in Blacksburg, Virginia. Hokies go into this inning with a 4-run lead over the visiting UNC Tar Heels. Leading things off for the Hokies will be the first baseman. It is Gavin Cross on the afternoon. He is 3 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 doubles.
Gavin Cross has had a very solid night behind the plate, as have most Hokies here tonight.
Fouls that pitch off. It's 0-2. O'Brien still on the mound for UNC so far. To his name, he's recorded 2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs allowed, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Really struggling to find his command. Barely half of his pitches thrown are strikes.
Yeah, I think just the surprise of the game so far, Shelton, is Virginia Tech's ability to get to this UNC bullpen.
Check swing there. Cross is able to hold up on a ball in the dirt, make it 1-2.
You know, when you're down 6-1, if you're Virginia Tech, You see that UNC bullpen come in. That's, for a lot of teams, a death sentence, a death wish. But not for Virginia Tech. They hung in there. They battled back, and they found themselves in the lead now.
And there's a big cut and a miss. Cross comes up empty, and he's set down on strikes. Well, certainly, if nothing else, it gives you a lot of confidence for the future, knowing that how good this UNC bullpen was. The fact that the Hokies were able to just beat it up so much bodes very well for the upcoming series and in the long term as well.
Yeah, if you're Virginia Tech, you saw North Carolina's best starter tonight. You weren't able to hit him as well, but you got to that bullpen. You did what you were supposed to do, and you've hit that fantastic bullpen really well. So no complaining from Virginia Tech.
And this one line foul by T.J. Rumfeld, making his 5th play appearance of the night. Again, Hokies just need 3 outs to close out this one. They are trying to beat UNC in a 3-game series for the first time in school history. It's been an extremely one-sided affair. UNC at one point won 22 straight games in this contest from 2007 to 2014. They took 2 or 3 from the Hokies in Blacksburg in 2019, the last time these two teams met, as there's another foul on the netting in front of the first base dugout by Rumfeld, down 0-2. So this would be a big win, and of course it's obviously baseball is a very long season, so you can't get too high after just one win. But this would be a one step in a long series of events the Hokies need to have to try to establish themselves as contenders in the ACC Coastal.
Yeah, especially when you play in a division like the ACC Coastal, sort of like the SEC West in football. Every team are going to get the best, and every team's just good.
The 0-2 to Rumfeld. He chops it down the first base side, and the play is not made in time as the backhanded attempt, or Castagnosi tried to flip it up to the first baseman, Centracchio, but Centracchio was not able to hold onto the ball, and with that, Rumfeld will reach once again.
Yeah, Castagnosi right there just tried to do the little glove flip. It really wasn't a bad job. He gave the first baseman Centracchio a chance at that, and just not able to hold on. You got to think that's going to be an E3 on that play.
We'll see how they score it. Actually, no, they're going to say it's a single. So with that, Rumfeld reaches, and that will be the 15th hit of the evening for the Hokies.
Wow, got to say I'm a little shocked with that scoring decision, but I'm sure Rumfeld will take it.
Well, I guess the thinking there was that was not necessarily a routine play to make, because he had to come in and then flip it up with that that glove hand. That's just kind of a tough play to make. I kind of agree with that call there. I don't know if that's what you would call a routine play.
Right. We've definitely seen a few of those tonight where they've been sort of infielders having to make plays on the run. A couple have been made, and more often than not, though, there's been some infield hits. A lot of infield hits there. That's the 3rd one for the Hokies today, I do believe, by my calculation.
And I figure that the official scorers are probably a little bit more generous in terms of giving hits at the college level, just because you don't expect the defense to be as good as you do in the pros.
Right.
Of course, we shot out Damien Salas, the official stat guy for Virginia Tech baseball, and works a lot of Virginia Tech sporting events over there on the opposite side of the press box. We're doing good work, as he has been all season.
Does a fantastic job building the websites here for these live stats. Very good job.
He is the webmaster and really just the jack of all trades when it comes to all things internet related. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop Soretti. They go to second for the first one, and that is all they can get, as sliding into second base there was Rumfeld, and he had the second baseman Castagnosi just topple over him. Only 1 out is recorded on the play, and Madden will reach safely at first.
Yeah, just the classic attempt at a 6-4-3 double play there, but Rumfeld was able to take out the second baseman there. I don't think he would have had a play either way, but that certainly helped to take out Castagnosi there.
Tanner Thomas steps up to the dish. Struck out in the 6th inning. One of the few Hokies that's been held pretty much in check all night long. Had a double in the second, 1 for 4 on the evening. Was also caught stealing in that 2nd inning. So Madden the runner at first. And the ball is going to be smacked high and foul over towards the terraces on the left field side here at English Field.
Yeah, we're into the 8th inning in this one, but there's still a very lively crowd here at English Field on a Friday night, a beautiful Friday night in March here in Blacksburg, Virginia.
Tom standing as a left-handed hitter in the box, faces off against his fellow lefty, O'Brien, who's really done some nice cleanup duty for the Tar Heels. helping preserve that bullpen. Another shot smacked foul in the netting. O'Brien now with 2 2/3 innings pitched. He has given up 2 runs, but those were both back in the 6th inning, and ever since then he's really shut down this lineup. So, certainly if UNC is not able to win this game, at least they know that O'Brien was able to preserve their bullpen as much as possible and keep them well rested for the next couple of days.
Yeah, sort of came in for damage control there, and has done a very commendable job saving arms for North Carolina.
The runner, Madden, was going on the pitch, and with that, Thomas will loft it foul. Again, this time down the left field side, out of play.
As you mentioned, Thomas, 1 for 4 on the day, has really been one of the only Hokies up and down this lineup to be kept in check, as they now have 15 hits in this one. Anytime you can out-hit a team 15-8, you give yourself a really good chance to win the game.
I kind of saw that early on. Hokies were out-hitting the Tar Heels pretty much from the start. They just weren't getting runs scored up until that 5th inning. Ball in the dirt. Thomas sees it all the way. The senior out of Jacksonville, Florida, from Fleming Island and Tallahassee Community College. Thomas has been a mainstay in this Hokies lineup for quite a few years now, since 2019. Started 45-51 games in 2019, all in left field, and started 12 of 14 last year before the season was canceled. Here's the 2-2, and he backs off the play. The pitch was inside. Just had to brush him off a couple of feet.
Good take inside there by Thomas. I think the UNC bench may have wanted the called strike there, but tight strike zone all night, as we've mentioned multiple times by Danny Everett, stays true.
That is the voice of Cota McGlothlin. I'm Shelton Moss here with you for 3304 Sports. Here's the 2-2 to Thomas. Again, it's in the dirt. Another 55-footer from O'Brien, and the count is full, 3-2. So Hokies, again, you feel pretty good with this 4-run lead, but again, if there's anything we've learned from watching college baseball over the years, is that there's no such thing as enough insurance runs.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that are going to play in here in this last inning. Obviously, Connolly's been very solid as the closer this year for Virginia Tech. But, that defense has made some errors this year. And, North Carolina is liable to break through at any point. So you still can't be comfortable if you're Virginia Tech.
The payoff pitch is going to be smacked foul, and Madden, as it was a 3-2 and 2-out pitch, was running on it. And that is a big factor, though, because Madden gets that head start. So if Thomas can find a way to get a single, you'd think the odds of coming around a score on a single would be much higher. Lefty on lefty matchup here. O'Brien sets, kicks, and delivers. It's swung on and snared right up the middle by O'Brien. He fires a bullet over to first base to record the out, and he is well pumped up, trying to get his team excited going into the dugout, and he does just that, as UNC will get the bats going in the top of the ninth, and we transition over to Cota McGlothlin back for play-by-play. Well, Hokies have 3 more outs to get to secure this win. They lead 10-6. Back in just a moment for what may be the final inning here from English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park. Hokies lead 10-6. Back in just a moment from 3304 Sports.
Welcome back to English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park, where number 24 Virginia Tech leads number 25 UNC. I'm Cota McGlothlin, joined alongside my partner Shelton Moss for 3304 Sports. Virginia Tech found themselves down early in this one, but in that 5th and 6th inning for Virginia Tech, the offense of Brigade started. They put up 9 runs in those 2 innings to push themselves here now to a 10-6 lead over the Tar Heels. It'll be Shane Connolly in the top of the 9th to try to seal the deal for Virginia Tech and win this game 1 of a 3-game set here this weekend. It'll be Danny Soretti, shortstop for UNC at the plate for the 0-0. Is a strike down the middle.
Yeah, obviously important here for Connolly. Just, do what you've done all season. Get ahead of hitters with first pitch strikes. That's just a number 1 key. You don't want to get behind in the count because then your pitches become predictable.
It'll be an 0-1 to Soretti. He was 0 for 2 on the day. Calls a timeout. Connolly is set to bring the 0-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. Little check swing there by Soretti. He does go all the way around to bring it to an 0-2 count.
Yeah, he looked very unsure there, and that's a sign that he wasn't sure what's coming. I mean, he kind of like extended that into a full swing there, but he just was not sure about that at all. Thought about holding back for a second, but just ended up following through and completely whiffed on it.
Conley, the transfer from Citadel, looking for the first out in the top of the ninth. Gets it. Danny Soretti swings on a breaking ball down low in the dirt. That will bring us to 1 out here in the top of the ninth.
So looking at the stat sheet here, that is the 4th consecutive UNC hitter to go down swinging. So really just we've seen some electric stuff these past couple innings for the VT relievers.
It'll be the first baseman, Brett Centracchio here for North Carolina. He is 2 for 3 on the day. Had a double back in, I do believe it was the 5th inning. And the 0-0 is away for ball 1.
Again, we've talked about it before, but UNC is a team that's very reliant on pitching. So, if their pitching is not there on any given day, they're much easier to beat just because they aren't really an elite hitting team.
The 1-0 is down low and inside. It'll be 2-0 here to Centracchio.
And certainly the Hokies have just done a great job of, putting together good at-bats. They've had some sustained rallies. They've had some long bombs, and it's really just been a great performance all around, scoring in various ways.
The 2-0 is in for a strike. It'll be 2-1 here as Shane Conley trying to work back into this count. It'll be 2-1 here to Brett Centracchio here on a beautiful Friday night from Blacksburg, Virginia. The 2-1 is a strike called down the middle. Danny Everett, Brett Centracchio. Now 2-2.
And Centracchio, by the way, has reached base safely 3 or 4 times. So he's had a very good night tonight. Only 1 strikeout. Shows you how good that Conley stuff is right now.
The 2-2 is swung on and driven to right field. It will be a base hit. Corralled there by Seegers, but not after. A base hit by Brett Centracchio. That will be his 3rd hit of the day, and now UNC here showing a little bit of life with the 1 out. Puts a man on first base here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, first thing is always to get that first runner on, and after that it's just a matter of trying to keep the rally going here. So you got Castagnozzi coming up, had a good day, single, last him up, and walk before that. So certainly by no means are the Hokies out of the water.
As you mentioned, it will be the 2nd baseman, Castagnozzi here. The 0-0 from Connolly is high and away for ball 1. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Virginia Tech leads North Carolina 10-6, but North Carolina has a runner on first base. That is Brett Centracchio after the single to right field.
Should also note, Cota, Brennan Reback is in the game at center field, so he's subbing in for Tanner Thomas. Some defensive subs for Coach Sheff.
Ball is fouled away over our heads again. It'll be 1-1 here to Castagnozzi.
And Reback's a guy that, brings a lot of speed in center field. Really just more of a defensive utility guy. Doesn't get a ton of at-bats, but very valuable defensively.
It'll be a 1-1 to Castagnozzi here from Shane Connolly, the transfer from the Citadel, trying to get his 4th save of the year. Ball is high and away for ball 2, 2-1 here to Castagnozzi.
And the middle infielders, as you would expect, shaded right up the middle, so they're playing for that double play ball. Certainly will be very critical, and Connolly just trying to find some way to coax a ground ball.
It will be a 2-1 delivery to Castagnozzi, and that is swung on and fouled back over the right field light pole. And it will bring up a 2-2 here on Castagnozzi. Second baseman for UNC is 1 for 3 on the day. As the Virginia Tech bench gets loud here in the top of the 9th inning, trying to close this one out. Ball's fouled hard down the 3rd base line. It'll be 2-2 again from Castagnozzi. Really working Conley here as Castagnozzi. Good at bat here from the Tar Heels 2nd baseman. Virginia Tech bench is loud, really trying to cheer on their man. The ball's fouled again down the third base line by Castagnosi, staying alive. It'll be 2-2 again.
So really we're seeing Castagnosi just kind of expand the zone a little bit, anything closer swinging, and he's really just trying to protect the plate. Done a good job of just getting the bat on the baseball and live to fight another pitch. That's what you got to do here when you're down by 4 runs in the top of the ninth. You can't just go up there and hit a grand slam right away. You just got to, work the count and have good at-bats and, just string together some hits, maybe some walks.
It'll be a 2-2 delivery here to Castagnosi from Shane Connolly. The 2-2 is low and outside for ball 3. It'll bring up a full count. Here in the top of the ninth inning as Virginia Tech trying to hang on to a 10-6 lead. Game in which they have had to come back from a 5-run deficit. Virginia Tech faithful on their feet, cheering on Connolly, and he's going to get the strike right down the middle on Castagnosi. 2 outs, top of the ninth. Just a fastball coming straight at Castagnosi there. He doesn't know what is coming. Didn't look like he expected a fastball there and watches it go by.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, Castagnosi did not know that there was a fastball coming right down the middle, because if he knew that, then he would have swung at it. I was certainly surprised just based on the way he was hitting right there. You'd think that, 2 strikes, you got to protect the plate. Anything close, you're swinging. But right there, he must have been expecting something else, because you don't just let a fastball go right down the middle unswung at.
Does look like we'll have a pinch hitter here for UNC. It'll be Max Trewani pinch hitting for Jake Holtzapfel. The 0-0 swung on and missed for strike 1. Trewani with his first at-bat of the day and pinch hit relief of Jake Holtzapfel. Connolly working with an 0-1 count with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Ooh, fastball just missed on the outside, 1-1.
Yeah, that was a nice frame attempt by Cade Hunter. He tried to bring it up just a little bit, but that came in low, and he did his best frame job to try to sell that strike call, but to no avail.
It'll be a 1-1 here to Trewani. Hokies lead 10-6 in the top of the ninth with 2 outs. Shane Connolly in on the relief. Fouled back to the screen. That will give us 2 strikes here in this at-bat from Max Trewani. Virginia Tech bench and the fans here at English Field are on their feet awaiting the pitch here from Shane Connolly. The transfer from the Citadel has been stellar all year for Virginia Tech out of the bullpen. The 1-2. It's going to be fouled back off to the right. Staying alive is Trewani. Mentioned Virginia Tech had to come back from a 6-1 deficit, scored 9 runs combined in the 5th and 6th innings to push their lead to 10-6 over the North Carolina Tar Heels. Shane Connolly looking to ice the game here. It'll be a 1-2 to Trewani. High and outside is the call from Everett. It'll be a 2-2 count.
Well, the fans certainly don't like it, but that was the right call. That was probably about a half foot or so above the strike zone.
Yeah, very consistent call with what Everett's been calling all night. Will be a 2-2 here from Shane Connolly. Trying to get the last out of the game here for Virginia Tech. Ball's fouled off. Giving chase is Gavin Cross. He's not going to get there before the fence stops him, and it will be another 2-2 count here. Pitch from Connolly.
Well, we've seen a lot of fastballs from Connolly. You wonder maybe if he tries to, pull the string, go something off speed. Obviously, Max Trewani, a guy that's doesn't get a ton of playing time, so pretty inexperienced. You just wonder maybe if he tries something off speed here just to sort of, maybe mess with his timing here.
It will be a 2-2 from Shane Connolly. In his first season at Virginia Tech from the Citadel, the junior. In his windup, the pitch is low and outside, called by Danny Everett. And everybody, including the Virginia Tech fans and bench, wanted that call. Do not get it. It'll be a full count.
Well, that's a tough call, but, that's just that's been the way it's gone tonight. You can't say, that would not have been a strike in the first inning or the 5th inning, and certainly you can't call it a strike in the 9th inning. So, even though you're not happy with it, that's just that's been very much in line with how Everett has called the game.
The 3-2 from Connolly. swung on and hit up the middle. It will be a base hit moving to third base. It's Centracchio and Max Troiani in a pinch hit situation extends the game here, moving the runner to third base. For UNC, they're still in business here, staying alive.
Yeah, all about just staying alive. You know, that's what you got to take. If you get what you think is a lucky strike call, you just got to take advantage, and that's what Troiani did right there. Just seeing a single right up the middle, and certainly Tech by no means out of it. I mean, you still got runners at the corners, 2 outs here, and now you're right back up to the top of the order. So if anything, this is a very a dangerous situation here for the Hokies.
Looks like they will send in a pinch hitter. It is Dallas Tesser, pinch hitting for the pinch hitter previously, Clemente Inklin. Tesser comes into today batting 0, does have 1 walk. It's a transfer from Washington University. In his first season with the Tar Heels. Shane Conley looking to ice this game for the Hokies. The 0-0 to Tesser. Is a strike called down the middle, 0-1.
Yeah, sort of caught the upper portion of the zone, upper third. Just nice framing right there from Hunter. But again, getting ahead of hitters is the key here.
It'll be an 0-1 to Dallas Tesser. Pinch hitter for North Carolina. A swing and a miss out in front of that. It'll be an 0-2 count here. Shane Conley looking for the save.
So now you're up 0-2. You got a lot of pitches to play with. You figure you might go with the waste one here just to maybe mess with the anticipation a little bit. I figure they probably go something away in the dirt just to sort of see if he'll reach.
It'll be an 0-2. Shane Conley looking to put away the game for Virginia Tech. And just as you called it, Shelton, it'll be low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, so obviously didn't bite there. So now I think what you want to do is just try to go back inside, challenge it. You don't want to go another waste pitch because you just you don't want to force yourself into another two ball or 3 ball count.
Approaching the 4-hour mark in this game. Shane Conley will try to put it away for Virginia Tech. The ball is swung on and hit deep to left field, and it will go into the Virginia Tech bullpen. Tesser hanging in there. This is the second pinch hitter in a row we've seen. Great at bats from the North Carolina.
Yeah, just smacked that one foul. And again, Conley, he's been so effective really all game long, except for these past couple hitters. He just has not been able to put them away, which he had been doing previously. So it's just, an extended approach from these UNC hitters, and they're obviously really talented.
The 1-2 from Connolly. Strike called right down the middle. And that will finish us off here in Blacksburg. The Hokies beat the Tar Heels 10-6 off of a stellar night from the plate for Virginia Tech. They come away in this ranked ACC matchup, 10-6 winners over the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels. Virginia Tech getting a big win here in the series opener this weekend.
Well, for John Sheff, this is his 59th career win at Virginia Tech, and I would have to think this is one of the biggest ones among those 59. Obviously, Hokies got contributions from all throughout the lineup. Hunter, Hurley, and Madden all homered in this one. So really just a great performance hitting-wise. They really just took it to a very elite UNC pitching staff, a bullpen that we thought was impenetrable. They put up 9 runs against them. So really just all-around great performance hitting-wise from this Tech lineup.
And that will do us here tonight from 3304 Sports. I'm Cota McGlothlin. This is Shelton Moss saying so long, good night. The second game of this series will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock from Atlantic Union Bank Field. See you then.